Welcome out, ladies and gentlemen, here to the final matchup of the season. The grand finals, if you were to say, the Strong Opinions versus Chessclub. Here I'm joined out with John on camera and Bulow. How you doing out here tonight, man?
I'm very well, thank you, Sigafoo.
You sound incredibly excited for this matchup. I mean, are you not pumped for this? I mean, it's a little bit of an underdog story here with Strong Opinions doing so incredibly well, but Chessclub obviously played incredibly strongly this season. The Saloon.tf bets also show that in place, but I don't know. Are you looking forward to this matchup tonight?
Yeah, I think it could actually be much more even than the betting suggests. I'd say Chessclub are definitely the favourites. After all, they beat Strong Opinions earlier on in the season. But Strong Opinions have been playing very well, especially in scrims, and maybe they might just cause an upset.
Yeah, I could see that being the case. Well, and especially like Strong Opinions, one of our lovely co-casters who generally plays, or would be casting here tonight, if he was not playing, would be CeeJaey. And I know that he has a lot, he really cares for it. I mean, it kind of reminds me, I don't know if you're familiar with the NA scene, but of like Kids Next Door, there you go, that's the word I'm looking for, where they're like, maybe not like on the raw DM level quite at the same way as everybody else in the league, but they wanted it more. They had more teamwork together, and it really ultimately prevailed for them, winning back-to-back seasons. And Strong Opinions kind of seems like that team to me, who really puts in a lot of effort to their playstyle. I mean, am I kind of reading the situation right about how they kind of go about it?
Well, they certainly put a lot of work in, but you have to remember that this is a team that is made up of several players with past experience of actually winning the ETF2L championship. So Emilio Estevez on Heavy won it with Killswitch in Season 5. Stevepander won it in Season 6 with Highlander. And Thalash has won a fair few titles back in the day with SNSD. All of them could follow in the footsteps of Onkaya. The first man...
Are you still there, Bulow?
Yes.
All right, sorry. It just cut out there at the very end. I was concerned. You scared me. My little heart dropped. I was not sure what was up, but fortunately, you're still here with me. But yeah, I mean, they definitely do have a very strong lineup and should not be underrated here. I mean, especially with kind of just looking at the roster here. I mean, Toast on Spy, obviously. I mean, he's an incredibly great Spy. But do you want to kind of go over? We actually have some nice head-to-head stuff. We can kind of go through each class and look at each team and with each class and kind of go over them. So you can start out here.
I'd be delighted to hear about this.
All right, you got to help me out here. Let's start out with Scout here. You were already talking about Thalash right there and Atomic. Between these two Scouts, kind of looking at the page, I mean, they're fairly even in terms of just raw stats. But who do you think kind of has the advantage, or what are kind of the differences between the playstyles of these two Scouts?
I think you definitely have to say that Atomic is probably the stronger of the two. Thalash has played all sorts of classes in Highlander. I don't know if he's really a proper Highlander main, despite his time with SNSD. Looking at the Chessclub roster, I'd say that Atomic is definitely one of the standout players for them, whereas Thalash would be more of a backseat role for Strong Opinions. But yeah, I mean, both these guys have got good DM. They'll clean up some frags. Like their scout. Apart from Viaduct, I don't think any of these maps are particularly scout friendly. So I don't know how big an impact they'll have today.
I mean, Scouts, it really depends on if they can find the moment. I mean, particularly with Scouts and Highlander, the most effective Scouts I've seen are the ones who not only have great DM, but can work off of heals and kind of find those opportunities to go clean up frags, or potentially to kind of maybe create the intro pick or kind of work off of Suicide Waves. But at the same time, as you said, it's possible that they can get completely shut down. I mean, I think almost any map can be a Scout map, and any map can't be a Scout map. It's kind of a weird role in Highlander in particular, where it's like this class that can be incredibly powerful, that can really dictate the pace of the game, but can also be easily shut down because you have so many counters in the game against you, and you're a fairly lightweight class, as Scout is in the game. And so we can move on here to then the Soldier class, and we got Rap versus Ubers. What do you think about this matchup here, Below?
Again, Raptor. Well, Raptor's a very young man staying up late tonight to play video games. You know, he had to ask his mother if he could stay up on a school night. So, you know, hopefully it's a good result for him. Ubers, on the other hand, is epic. That's pretty much all he apparently ever says. We can see here that Raptor hits more air shots. Raptor's definitely the better soldier.
Oh yeah,
that's all I can really take
one
from
more
that.
air shot per game, dude. That's game over.
That's
Why
like
are we even
seven
playing
more?
this?
That's like 7 more across the season. That's a lot more. That's a lot more air shots. When I played with Mookie, I don't think Mookie ever hit one. I think he would hit one a game, if even that.
Oh, but I mean, does he buy a ticket to a lottery? I mean, if you don't buy a ticket to a lottery, you can win. Like if you don't take the chance on the air shots, maybe Raptor is just one who just buys all the tickets, you know, and he just whiffs on a lot, but he hits some more, and there you go, boosting those stats. I mean, who can say? But yeah, I mean, I've seen Raptor play. I really like Raptor's play style, particularly because he seems to be it's like Uber. The difference between Ubers and Raptor, from what I've seen, and you can tell me if you think I'm right or wrong on this, but it seems like Raptor is more of a patient soldier, particularly on maps like on payload defense, because I think a lot of soldiers tend to have a hard time understanding what the role is in Highlander, and they tend to be like, oh, I'm a soldier, my life has no meaning, I'm going to go with suicide for the medic nonstop. When really, like on like payload defense, a soldier's goal is to stay alive, you know, shut down the cart, you know, do a lot of like basic stuff, and your life is incredibly valuable. Like a 20-second respawn wave, it's not worth it to go for the medic unless you're like 100% sure you're going to get it. Obviously, that can kind of dictate with the pace of the game or what your team is doing and how you play around that, but I find that Raptor is like a really good soldier in that sense that he tends to play very smart and he understands what he needs to do in the situation. And I can tell you, as being an engineer and having played against a lot of flank and playing mostly on the flank, obviously, playing against a smart soldier is the most annoying thing in the world. I would much rather play against like a Mela who has incredible DM but no game sense when it comes to Highlander and just will like suicide for the medic versus someone who actually like understands how to play Highlander soldier. And I feel like Raptor definitely lives up to that. I mean, like, how do you feel about like Uber's, you know, kind of in comparison to that? Because I'm not as familiar with him.
I would almost have to disagree with you there. I would say that Ubers would have better Highlander game sense than Raptor, from my experience of playing with the two of them, which admittedly is quite limited. But I just say Ubers is just all around a bit more solid. I think he does value his life a bit more. He can be very difficult to kind of take down and keep down, which can be very frustrating to play against. I don't know.
I mean, it's definitely something.
I think Raptor has maybe got better DM or whatever, but there's just something about the way Ubers plays that he's always kind of there and in the right places.
Yeah, I mean, and that's soldier. I mean, if you can put yourself in the right situation, that's definitely something that we will be watching here on the best of 3 tonight as we move on to the Pyro classes. Stevepander versus Scissors. And if I remember correctly, Steve is the shotgun Pyro Scissors. Does Scissors use the shotgun, or is he continuing to use the flare?
I have no idea, but here's the thing, Sigafoo. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter because Scissors can't play today. QQ, the leader of Chessclub, who has actually only played in one Prem final with Chessclub. For old Scissors, so Ascendry is murking for them instead tonight. I don't think he's played at all this season, but he was the Pyro 4 Prem Tech in the past, and he's always been pretty good. Famous for winning Prem Tech like a round in GP on his own by just like puffing like 10 people off the point somehow, even though there's only 9 people.
Once again, proving the skill of the Pyro class.
Yeah,
hitting that M2 button.
M2 is a high skill button to press. It's much more difficult to press than M1. But yeah, I mean, what I'm actually surprised about, if you look at these stats, is that Scissors' stats aren't that much worse than Stevepander's, because like Steve is obviously the god of Pyro, and Scissors is generally not considered one of the top tier Pyros, and yet here we are, first and second on kills and KD and all that jazz.
Yeah, I mean, they're not too bad. And I just pulled up some of the logs. I was kind of curious to see like what Ascendary is looking like right now in the practice games they're doing beforehand, as, you know, pre-scrims are incredibly common before any big match. And he's actually not doing too bad compared to the other medic or other power they're playing against. So it might be not as big of a deal to pull in someone, as you said, who has not played that much throughout the season. But
yeah, it's only
maybe,
Pyro, like, you know, it's a brain dead class, so it doesn't really matter.
There you go. Well, now we're all the hate mail. That's feel free. Just if you want to put it in your address here.
I will verbally shit on every class in this game tonight. Don't worry. Equal opportunities.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Except for Medic, and Medic the highest skill class in the game.
No, Medic is definitely the lowest skill class. Well, second lowest after Pyro.
All right. Well, let's move on to a little bit of a higher skill ceiling of a class, which is Demoman. I don't know if you would say that. I would say that. I think it's a fairly high skill ceiling. As we have Core versus Quintosh, and Quintosh definitely, at least in the stats here, seems to have some of the advantage, especially when it comes to the DPM. He seems to be much more consistent when it comes to putting out a high DPM rate.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting here. We've got Core versus Quintosh. Quintosh has won Prem in the past, playing mostly on Downman, and to win the final, he played Engineer. Because they're both like Highlander purists when it comes to playing Downman. So it's a bit of a shift away from like last season when we saw much more like 6v6 kind of focused Downman, like Blob on Chessclub. But like Quintosh is like the in-game leader for Chessclub, so I think he calls a bit more than Corv would. Corv would be more of a quiet player, so maybe there's just more of an onus on Quintosh to go in and get stuff done, which means his stats are maybe a bit more padded than Corv's is. Like Corv, if you're playing in a team like Emilio and Steve and CeeJaey, you're going to have a lot more leaders in the team, if you know what I mean. You're maybe calling things more and setting the pace for the team.
Well, it's one of those interesting things where it's like the benefit of having a demo man call versus having like maybe some of the people who are not exactly on the front lines calling. I mean, it really depends. Kind of can create some different situations where demo man, you know, obviously can make those calls around the corner, make sure that the popping at the correct time, you know, maybe getting aggressive and yelling at his team to get forward with him. Versus, like, I find that like the people who make calls behind the scenes tend to make more like Grant. Okay, like they're 5 down, like let's push right now. You know, kind of paying more attention to the scoreboard than being able to see what's directly in front of them. So it'll be interesting to see, kind of like as you said, the main callers are a little bit, you know, different, as Quintosh is the main caller, it seems, for Chessclub, whereas Strong Opinions has more kind of maybe a few more people who kind of jump into that role. And as we get into the next role here, let's look at the heavy class. And pulling that up here, we got Emilio versus Husky. And you were talking about Emilio a little bit before, saying that he actually has played in the finals and actually has won before.
Yeah, although he played Downman in the past for Killswitch. He's like well-known like Downman leader of Killswitch, kind of in the glory days when like Downmen weren't quite as nerfed as they are now. But no, he's reinvented himself as a heavy for some reason. But he's known on heavy to be quite a passive heavy player, which I'm actually kind of surprised, because he was very aggressive when he played Downman, but he's quite a passive heavy. But according to these stats, he actually dies like a lot more than Husky does, which I find kind of surprising, because Husky to me is quite green. This is his first in Prem. He hasn't necessarily got the same experience. I mean, I've seen him run away from a crit screeg with Fists of Steel as a heavy. So I don't know what that's all about. Also, what's interesting, of course, we're going to get into this. Husky was Beep's first pick for a heavy merc between Strong Opinions and whatever they're called, stacked earlier on in the season, and he was denied. He was denied by evil Strong Opinions leader CeeJaey, who said that you're not allowed that many top level mercs. I kind of thought to myself, Husky is the best heavy in Europe. Don't think so, CeeJaey, but whatever you want to say. But what makes this interesting is because, of course, Emilio Estevez is dead set against people denying mercs, and yet here he is now in a team denying mercs. What does that say about Emilio? What about your principles, man?
Just stirring up the TF2 drama. I love it. You know, gotta get the emotions brewing here. I mean,
well, I don't know. We said beforehand. We said at the very start, Strong Opinions are the underdogs, but are they? Are they not the evil team that denies mercs and cut their way to top prem. There's two narratives here. We can take it both ways.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, definitely be interesting. And the heavy weapons guy, it's always curious because I feel like it's one of the most kind of dynamic classes in the sense that it can be played in really entirely different ways, where you can be really passive and kind of be more there to protect your medic and get out some damage when you can, or you can be like an incredibly aggressive heavy, like at least in the NA scene, it'd be someone like Sneaky Polar Bear, or I'm trying to think of the other names off the top of my head. I can't remember all of the heavy mains. I'm so sad. But like the ones who play more like a flank heavy.
Isn't Sneaky Polar Bear the guy who did the dumpster device shit?
I don't that like doesn't ring a bell to me. Which I don't know, what is that? What are you talking about?
The Beggar's Bazooka.
Oh yeah. He was a soldier main, and he also played heavy, but he played heavy like kind of like in the same way that you were like surprised that Emilio didn't play more aggressive as a heavy. So he's a soldier main who switched he would play heavy as well, and he was just incredibly aggressive heavy and would go for like ridiculous plays, but having 300 health and like surprising the enemy would like actually work out in your favor pretty consistently. Especially if you're like really smart about your timing. It's like a flank heavy, like a well-timed flank heavy is just so deadly when done correctly, but it's not a very well played. It's the classes that usually played like that. Usually you have your passive heavy, which also isn't a wrong thing. I mean, there's a lot of great heavies, like Carl, who kind of goes in between that, like in a DK, or like Kresnik on the NAC again. Like I know all the NA players and like kind of what they're like, but that's kind of who I'd say more like kind of play around their medic a little bit more, but still a good amount of damage. But we can move on here. We don't have engineer due to some bugs in the report, but we can we can go to medic, even better.
Yeah, let's go to medic. This is going to be the best class to talk about. They're actually, alas, they are very even. That is the problem between these two medics. And I love looking at their DPM history. So pathetic, so meager.
But actually, CeeJaey has a decent amount more. I mean, at least like a half point more of KAD, which I think is like, I feel like that's a lot. But then again, he has less Ubers.
That doesn't mean anything to me. Like,
no.
Having played a lot of medic, it doesn't mean anything. It just means that you're healing the person who gets a kill just as they're getting a kill. You can't really, like, all you can maybe take from that is that CeeJaey sticks with his combo, gets more of the kills for his team, which kind of maybe plays back into what we were talking about earlier, by saying that on the flank, maybe Atomic and Ubers, I would say, would have the edge on the flank. So maybe if they're building up more kills, then obviously that takes away from your flank. Or from your combo, which then means that your medic stats look worse in comparison. Not that I know anything about that, having medic for Cal 2 for a very long time, and his shit stats. But look at this, Uber drops. Let's stick with that. Uber drops. They're exactly the same across the season, averaging one a game. I'm hoping we're going to get a few more than that tonight.
Yeah, we'll see if we get to see some of those +2s, as we are getting a decent amount of players onto the server right now. I believe we're up to 17 right now, so it is coming along. Let's keep going on here. On to the next one, be Sniper. And pulling that up, we got Cloudy versus Solid. And kind of looking at this, I mean, Solid definitely has a higher kill per. I mean, that's like 10 per game, which is quite a bit. I know Cloudy to be a very solid sniper, but Solid seems to be a little bit more solid than him. I mean, what do you think of this matchup tonight?
I would say that Solid definitely has the edge, and I'd also say that Chessclub are a team which may play around their sniper more. In the past, whenever they had Insu on sniper, it was really, really good. Like, they played around him in a way that facilitated him to get lots of kills. So it's like kind of stand down long sight lines and just pick people off. So I would say that he certainly has the edge tonight. We'll probably get a bit more support from his team.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, is like playing around your sniper and getting your heals out is always a big deal. Though it'll be, I mean, the first map we're going to be on is Steel, which isn't the most sniper friendly map. So
no, you can legitimately run the Huntsman on this map and it not necessarily be a bad decision.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like this fickle map where, I don't know, it's like I've seen snipers be incredibly effective, and I've seen them also just do absolutely nothing. It kind of just depends on if they can be in the right spot at the right time. And we can get to the final class here as we have 18 live in the server, so hopefully we'll get going live here shortly. It's a spy class, of course.
Oh yes, the most important class in the game, the least autistic, the least ego-driven.
Yes, all of the good things to be said, but there kind of seems to be a pretty big difference here between Toast and Kazul. And do you think that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but Toast is more of kind of a gun spy?
Toast is the gun spy, Kazul is the bad spy. No, Kazul just goes for stabs and the revolver, whereas Toast goes to the ambassador headshots. So like that's why like the average deaths is so much fear than Kazul's. Like, I mean, I'd say that Toast is probably the better spy there. I mean, the stats kind of bear that out. But Kazul could become like the only person, well, not the only person since SNSD to win 3 Prem titles in a row. He's like he's like the only player who's been there from the start for chess, and he's still there in his 3rd Prem final. You could say he's the Hurry, a modern day Hurry. Hurry was, of course, the spy play for SNSD, by the way, Sigafoo, just in the European Highlander lesson for you.
There you go. Here, I gotta fix something up here real quick, Bulow, so if you can just take this way as we're on the final countdown for the match to start up. Expectations kind of going into this, Bulow. Who do you think, and Steel, like, what are the kind of strategies are you expecting to kind of see be taken away here?
I have absolutely no idea. To be perfectly honest, I think both these teams are smart enough to know that there is more than one way to skin a cat on this map. Interestingly enough, this was one of the few games John didn't manage to stream this season, per effort, John. When earlier in the season, Chess beat Strong Opinions 2-0, like quite quickly on this map, if I remember correctly, which was at the time quite surprising because they hadn't beaten them previously in any scrims. This was when Strong Opinions were kind of like unbeaten, were like in really, really good form. Whereas now, obviously, kind of things have maybe evened themselves out a little bit more.
All right, here. So we're going to get this live. I believe we are live now.
We have just entered setup. Yes.
All right. I'm sorry. My TF2 was giving me some fits here, but I will be in a second.
Well, we can see already that it's going to be Chessclub who are attacking first. They're running level 3s, so they could be going for one of those quick A pushes through A, getting the gun set up and then getting the cap on. Whereas, let me see, Strong Opinions seem to be going for a strong B hold. Gun quite far forward. Well, I can imagine that we'll just have a few... well, in fact, there's currently nobody on A for Strong Opinions. They just don't give a hell.
Yeah, I mean, A point, I mean, this is pretty standard. I mean, the giving up the A point completely is a little bit odd. Level 3 sentry guns on offense, particularly in the European scene, is kind of the trend that I've seen it. They may push around and try to do a cheeky play, but it only works if the other team does not know how to counter it, which I would expect that Strong Opinions would know how to do that. Was solid taking down Grenjabob, who was cloaked on the rock. I don't know if he's watching the stream, but there you go. I'm not going to be surprised if we see a back ban happen in the middle of the stream. That was insane.
It is actually literally Grenjabob is playing instead of Kazul. That's okay, because Grenjabob plays pretty much the exact same kind of stupid spy. But that is awesome. Solid wrecking that for a noob. I've literally never stood there before this game, says Grenjabob. Well, you'll never stand there again.
Yeah, so here we go. Kazul's going to be coming in onto this point. Actually bumps the medic, but nobody sees him. We have this aggressive hold actually coming out of Strong Opinions as Kazul is standing right by the gun, waiting for his team to make the call to push in. He's going to actually get caught out by the pyro there, and he's going to go down before this push even happens, as CeeJaey, again, holding incredibly close on this B point.
I am very surprised that the medic is holding this close.
Yeah, what do you...
But he's milking this super really, really well. Lazybear is like getting popped up in the air. This is going to be a complete reset now. And the main thing is CeeJaey's held Zuber. So that's actually a really, really successful hold there from Strong Opinions.
Yeah, I've seen this hold done before by kids next door. It's kind of slowly made its way into the North American scene. And I mean, if you think about it, really, like, there's no... It's kind of a hard thing to counter, especially if you can have your forward sentry gun up, which it does go down. Here, Quintosh is actually going to push and try to get a force off on the medic, and does so as he goes down for his troubles, but it's not going to matter, as they're going to give an uber advantage back to the favor of, we have Chessclub.
You know, that was really effective from Quintosh there. He was pretty much on his own, and yet he still managed to get the both the gun down and the force on the medic. Husky died, I suppose, just before that, so maybe that was what was distracting him.
And so we have the medic. Actually, Lazybear is over on the A site, interestingly enough, so I'm not really sure what they're hoping to do. The sentry gun is over there as well.
It seems that was just really bad communication, because Lazybear is now on his own, jumping back very slowly, wasting that advantage that they had.
And Kazul again gets caught out by the gun. He's going to get his respawn wave to come back up, but I think he needs to be a little bit more careful about where he's like trying to wait for the gun to go for the sap, because he's just consistently getting caught out
quickly every time, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, if you do the same thing over and over again, I mean, you can't expect it to work the next time. But here we go, Quintaj trying to peek around the corner and get out some damage, but he's going to back up as we're looking like they want to get a push off onto the site, but haven't decided how they want to go in. And here we go, Uber does get popped off onto the Devilman, trying to get down the gun as counter Uber comes back off onto the Pyro. As Devilman, actually, Quintaj jumps way behind the point as the Incendiary tries to push in there. Emilio does barely get saved, but now we have Korv, who's going to be a little bit caught out here. Is he going to go down? He's down to 1 HP, I believe, finally goes down. Quintaj takes the point as CeeJaey goes down as well, and this B point should go down in the favor of Chessclub.
Yeah, well, that's pretty barren now. Passive Emilio's to there. Also, I apologise, I got them mixed around. Grenjabob is playing instead of Toast, which is actually quite a big loss for strong opinions. Oh well, YOLO.
And so here we go. I mean, yeah, not having Toast, I mean, he's definitely good, but Grenjabob, I mean, he can hold his own. CeeJaey did come out of spawn there, oddly. I'm kind of surprised he did. They're going to get pushed back to that E spawn as they do that right away. And now it's going to be a question of how do Chessclub want to push this. 3 minutes and 18 seconds for the first 2 points. I'd say like a pretty average thing as Cloudy does go down, so Solid gets the sniper advantage here onto the C point, which is actually kind of a big deal because there's some nice sight lines that we do have CeeJaey holding in this connector area.
Yeah, you can see that they're going over the top here because they've got a good Uber advantage. I'm kind of surprised they're not just pushing straight into the tunnel with that Uber advantage. But yeah, I think we get the pop off really, really early here. Except it's probably not going to be that effective. No, Quintas jumps in his own, dies, and Lazybear runs away with the Pyro.
Yeah, so Solid trying to make a miracle play, jumps onto CeeJaey. Is he going to get it? No, he can't connect.
That would have been absolutely glorious if that had happened.
I wanted to see it happen, but it wasn't enough. But Detox, and actually Husky is going to force CeeJaey here, is coming over the cliff. Maybe a little bit of an odd position that they chose to hold so aggressively. A nice job there by Chessclub to punish that, giving that Uber advantage back to the favor of Lazybear, who's sitting at 55% right now.
Yeah, where is Lazybear? Is he?
Yeah. He's like pushing through the B connector. Actually, is Grenjabob. Does he go down? No, Lazybear is able. No, he did. Lazybear died. Did he just fall into the pit? I think Lazybear might have fell into the pit there.
I genuinely hope so. I'll go down and look for his body. No, I can't see it, but hopefully Lazybear fell in the pit. That'd be great. I was just looking for him.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I didn't quite see it as happening just off camera, but it's not going to matter here, as they're just going to dry push onto the C point and kind of bully them out. And they're going to take this for free, but it's still kind of about an average time. Not a great time being set by them, but definitely not bad either.
They're actually getting bullied off this point with the Uber. This is really funny, just a big Pyro Uber comes in.
It's being just effective enough as Stevepander's going to go up against Ubers, but he does lose that battle. Now CeeJaey, in a little bit of a bad spot, is going to try to run away for his life, but no, Quintaj.
Emilio is in a really good spot here to split them. Oh, but he gets the guitar really easily, actually. So that's actually a really, really effective push there for Chess. Bit of a late pop on the cons though.
And Grenjabob gets caught out there pretty easily. We're going to have the combo pushing through this connector area onto the D point.
They want to get D really, really quickly here if they're going to make this push. But no, they've only actually got 3 players on this D side. So they can be really easily bullied out here. Especially seeing as there's... Oh, well, they've got the level 3 up on C, or on E rather. So it's going to be difficult for them to push back in.
And the Uber does get forced off onto Lazybear, who's getting popped up against the wall by Steve here. Is he going to be able to get a repeat of what happened onto the B point? Finally, Uber does get dropped off. Lazybear goes down nice and easy, as well as Quintaj goes down. So they are going to be able to defend this D point, though Husky's going to peek it opposite to back out wisely. Though, as you said, the level 3 sentry gun still up on that E point goes down to a snipe from Cloudy.
Yeah, well, the problem is that's only effective if you have players to, defend. Because they only had their sniper and their level 3 in the exact same spot. So they could easily be flanked around, get pressure from other sides.
Yeah, I mean, that's just saying, especially so far forward, but looks like we're going to have some aggression coming in here from the B area. Lazybear is on the point, onto E point with solid as well. No, Lazybear! He fell in the pit again. Is he going to be able to get out alive? No, Lazybear just fell off.
No, Lazybear, and he didn't even just hit his kill bind as soon as he went in. What a bad melee. Terrible player.
Like, I mean, the footing...
His ping. He's complaining about his ping. Get out of here, Lazybear. You liar. You're just
he is at 141 ping, but still, I mean, that is a pretty big mistake to make, as that's going to give CeeJaey the benefit of the doubt here with now having that Uber advantage, holding onto it inside of the lobby area between A and E.
Yeah, they're just doing the kind of the classic A corridor hold, but they're actually rotating around. Corv just spamming random sticky spaces.
So now how do they want to do this? Now it's up to Chessclub to decide how they want to do this. And looks like they're going to go for the D push through the upper area. They're crossing through spawn, haven't been spotted yet as nobody has died. And looks like
that's
they're
actually just where Corv was spamming these stickies. That's pretty good insight from Corv there. ESP.
Yeah, I mean, while they've been spotted here, they're in a little bit of a bad spot. I don't know if they should hold this, as Stevepander is going to catch out Husky here. He's going to try to get the power jack onto him, but no, Husky's going to go down. No, Uber comes off, and it's going to be coming into this point, but it is incredibly weak Uber.
Yeah,
Uber comes off onto CeeJaey.
That's the problem again with this push. If you're going to push through the C corridor, you need to have somebody at least looking in on the D point from the A side, so that their view is split, like the defender's view is split. But instead, they just had their combo up top, and they easily got forced by spam from spawn.
Though they were able to actually... So what they took the Uber, and they just ran onto the E point with it. They went from a bad spot to being kind of a decent one. And while all that was happening on the D point, there you go, Corv goes down to no demo man to defend this point. ×3 on it.
They've got the level 2 quite far forward, so it's actually got quite a good position. And there's enough players that it can't just be easily spammed down. So this is actually probably going to get capped here.
Yeah, though the Engineer doesn't have a Rescue Ranger to heal it up, but it doesn't matter as it goes down nice and easy for them. But 8 minutes and 52 seconds for that first round. Pretty easy, or I mean, it's a pretty average to slow time. I'd say, like, I know, what do you kind of think of that time?
That's definitely would be a slow time. I think, you want to hit the good pushes where you maybe only feel one push, and that should maybe only take like 5 or 6 minutes to do. So I imagine Strong Opinions will be confident of beating this, but I also imagine the Chessclub will be very confident about holding it. It was just a weird final play. I don't really know why Strong Opinions unraveled there. It doesn't the level 2 sentry, it aims faster than level 3, doesn't it? Or something weird about it.
Wait, say that again?
The level 2 sentry gun, doesn't it like move faster than the level 3 sentry gun?
Well, yeah, I mean, you can rebuild it. I mean, so the DPS of a level 2 versus a level 3 is virtually the same. The only difference is the rockets, which is not that big of a deal.
So level 2 is, yeah.
And level 2 builds fast, so you can pick it up, move it, and rebuild it, and it's going to rebuild that extra half second, which might be enough to help you out. As we have Deox holding on with this aggressive sentry gun on this stairwell area. I'm assuming he's just going to kind of hold that with Quintosh, as Grenjabob's just going to start peeking out this side and tell them what's up. And I'm sure I've never seen this kind of hold before, but we'll see how it works out. But I'm assuming they're going to back out right away as A point's going down nice and easy.
It does seem like a weak hold. I think Highlander maybe had their gun up here once before, or maybe it was their combo. But either way, I don't actually think that this is a particularly good spot for your gun. But we'll see.
So here we go. Strong Opinions is going to be pushing up the stairwell. Finally do realize the gunman.
It's the surprise crits. They took down Quintosh. They're taking on the Engineer.
And that might be... Yeah, it's going to help them out. But Atomic right behind the combo, and Atomic easily takes out CeeJaey there. Uber does get popped off a little bit unnecessarily, as Lazybear is going to come back to life. But it's actually going to mean about even Ubers now due to that pop.
I think that was still quite effective. It was still quite effective. If they're able to get forward now without the gun, then they can probably get quite a lot of damage done. Like, look how far back now Chessclub are defending. They should give them a lot more space to actually get in here. Strong Opinions.
And that's exactly what Corv is doing. He's pushing in here, getting some nice damage as well as with Raptors. Uber's going to jump in. He's going to get pushed back, and Atomic's going to try to follow up some of that damage. Gazula behind the enemy team, but not able to get any frags there. Husky went down as well. It's no heavy. Level 2 sentry gun is up, but should be easily focused down here as the Engineer's the furthest one forward. Uber jumps up, gets taken out, and this B point should go down fairly easily for Strong Opinions. And now it's a question of how does Lazybear want to get out of here?
Yeah, they're just bullying it. Oh, they're actually coming back in. I don't know if this is the right decision here.
Well, they are getting at least one frag. Now they land onto another one as the Crits Crit again comes out. Actually onto Raptor here. He's going to get one frag. Is he going to be able to land another one? No, he's not, as Husky takes him out. But again, the B point should go in the favor. I'm not sure about this continued Crits Creek play, and Kazul backstab onto the medic there, and that's going to open up as Uber jumps in to defend this point.
Yeah, that has worked out for Chessclub there at the end, but I'm not sure how.
I mean, well, losing your... I mean, the thing is that once that Uber kind of came off, they were just... I mean, once Raptor went down in that 1v1 against Husky, losing that DPS, not having Corv as well in the front lines, and then having Crits Creek instead of Uber. I mean, if they had Uber in that situation, I think they would have taken down the B point easy.
But I'm surprised because they crits on Raptor, and he was firing rockets into that small area, and he didn't kill anybody. So that's what I'm more surprised at. And we actually see Chester kind of regaining the original hold that they had beforehand. And Tommy, Lazybear died! Was that a drop?
That was a drop. The sizzle on the body is opening up here, and here we go.
Lazybear costing his team with his bad manicking, dropping.
Yeah, we got.
That must have been a pretty crazy angle that he got a headshot from them.
It actually wasn't too crazy. He was just, Cloudy was sitting. Oh no! And Solid responds back in kind as CeeJaey now drops. But this is going to still have the B point go back in the favor of Strong Opinions with 5 minutes and 37 seconds left on the clock here. And, drops each side of the team.
Real danger here.
So let's see, where's Lazybear? Yeah, he's by the pit, so maybe he's going to jump in again.
Yeah, well, there's a pyro in a pit involved, so I was thinking,
But interestingly enough, Chessclub is just giving up this C point. They're not going to try to defend it.
They were kind of bullied out of it by that the demos, like Stickies knocked them out onto this main middle part of the map on the E point, and then the pyro followed up, which pushed them all the way around this D side. So they've pretty much completely given up C point. So despite not having Uber or anything like that, CeeJaey is able to rush right through. They're on Uber now. I think that's a good decision.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to work out in their favor as the C point does go down in favor of Strong Opinions. Now they're going to be contesting D point. Again. Oh my goodness! And Uber is popped off in a Lazybear, but it doesn't even matter here as they just basically wipe out the entire combo. But fortunately for Steel, the respawns are incredibly quick. And CeeJaey is already back alive and going to be trying to get forward here. And now they have to decide how they want to push the final 2 points. But they have a lot of time to work with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock here.
That's really weird from Husky there. He went really way too far forward and he's died. And now that's like a lot of health for Chessclub to lose. So the Amelia goes down as well. Both heavies way in front of the rest of their team, which isn't really how it should be.
And Quintage doing a nice job at least keeping himself alive here. I thought he was a little bit overextended a couple times, but able to do it as Corv trying to work in off of the Pyro right there, but not able to get enough damage to secure any kills. Cloudy does kill Solid there, so he's going to have some free reign here for a few more seconds. Actually, he's on the backside, but nobody sees him. Is he going to get a snipe onto the medic? He's going to try. No, not able to connect on anything, but again, just a lot of back and forth here around this A corridor.
Yeah, it says this one choke is... very easily spanned from both sides because it's like around 2 corners. So yeah, we can see Strong Opinions of Chains. They're dropping down. They're going through B. They've got their flank on the E, which is actually, that makes like no sense. If you're going to pull the team away from D, then like, go in for D.
And so there we go. Grunge Bob. It's actually right behind the medic. I don't know. It's actually a little bit of contesting happening. Oh, and the drop! There you go. Grunge Bob actually gets it, and that's going to prompt some aggression out of here, out of the Demo Man, as Husky is going to try to peek onto this point, but it's not looking too good right now, as they're going to need to find something. Level 3 Sentry Gun is up for the defense, but Husky goes down for them as well. And ×2 on the point here from Raptor, make that ×3. And it's going to be up now. Only 4 players alive here on the defensive side.
Yeah,
can they defend this?
Goes down. There's 2 players up. This is definitely going to be a round for Strong Opinions there. Lazybear dropping twice. Bad medic. Only bad medics would drop an Uber.
And this is going to go nice and easy here as the Spy is going to try to run on the point, not find anything. Ascendary, the Pyro, a little bit late. Not enough. And this first round goes in the favor of Strong Opinions. And that 80% in favor of Chessclub is not looking too good right now.
Yeah, isn't there? There's probably some sort of betting handicap as well. So I imagine, if they win Steel, there's going to be a lot of people driving. Well, maybe not a lot of people. But there's going to be a few people driving Bugattis out there.
Yeah, definitely some RIP skins are going to be happening out here. But yeah, I mean, kind of after that first round, what do you think went wrong for Chessclub there that they seem to struggle so much?
Well, I think it just in the first one, whenever they pushed D, they're relatively slow getting B. They were relatively slow getting onto the D point because they weren't. Whenever they pushed from the top, they kind of only pushed from the top without people coming in from the other side or without enough of a distraction on E. Like even their final E capture was, as I said, from kind of like a bot Stuber situation. So maybe not any kind of fluency there. Whereas when Strong Opinions did it, you could see that they were, confident in that they were getting spammed in this AD corridor. They then decided to rotate around. Then Lazybear dropped, and then they got really aggressive. And after that, kind of they fell apart, Chessclub. But this is a very swingy map. That's what can happen in this map. A small advantage can very quickly turn into a big advantage.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's especially with some of the different points, and if you kind of hold them correctly, or you do things like, push onto the E point and kind of do something cheeky. But here we go out, and actually looking at the last round, speaking of pyros and their effectiveness, actually Stevepander top fragged that last round, which is pretty insane for a pyro to ever top frag again, even on CP Steel. Both the heavies were at the bottom of the scoreboard.
You know Steve.
I know Steve is good, but I mean, still, top frigging for a pyro, I don't care if you're the best pyro in the world, is still pretty impressive.
It's still like the stupid, mentally deficient child of the TF2 community. People don't like my tutting. I don't think I'm tutting. Shut up, Twitch chat.
You're like the commentary style of Twitch chat, just calling everybody autist and the demented side of it, but. But that's you get along with them. It's good. You're one of them. As we have the
top
same
tier
hold.
Beamer.
Yeah, there you go. As same hold coming out of Chessclub here. It didn't work before. We'll see if it works this time. The only reason that they seem to hold B is Grinchbot's right behind the medic light there. I wonder if he's going to be able to do it. Ascendery's not checking. He's going to try to make a run. No, gets caught out there. But yeah, we'll see if this is any different. As last time CeeJaey was on Kritzkrieg, and he's going to do it again. So we'll see if that works out better this time.
Yeah, so obviously the first time was Quintosh went down straight away in that, so that was kind of maybe why this hole didn't work. Whereas maybe now he's being a bit more conservative.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the engineer can stay up in this position, I think it can be a little bit cheeky. Cloudy peeking around the corner with full charge. Nope, there you go. Corv takes down the engineer early on again, puts out a couple more stickies, not able to connect on anything. Corv's going to go down here to Husky, but CeeJaey does get out alive, which will help them out, and Uber was popped off from Lazybear. So this might allow them just to re-push in this situation, just dry once they get the respawns up in a few seconds.
I'm surprised that they went for the surprise crits again, and I'm surprised that whilst it wasn't as effective, that it wasn't shut down completely by Chessclub.
Yeah, it kind of was to some degree. I mean, besides losing their engineer, they didn't lose too much besides that.
Well, they lost their engineer and they lost their Uber to it, so that's a big advantage for CeeJaey, really. So I don't really know why they felt the need to pop there. If they're not if you're going to pop, you should be popping as soon as they pop their crits, so you can just run in and kill them to stop them getting any value out of it. Because you're spamming into a small corridor there.
And so now we have 100% Kritzkrieg ready to go on to Corv. Who is it going to come out first? On first sticky goes out, gets denied by the Pyro. Not able to connect with anything. Level 3 Sentry Gun is still alive, still not connecting with anything. No frags coming out from this crit stickies. They're going to sit a couple of them on the floor as Husky's going to get this Uber and he's going to push straight away as Atomic is going to get flashed in as well. But CeeJaey able to get out alive, but a lot of cleanup kills coming around this B point, and they're going to be able to defend this. And that Kritzkrieg, again, showing not to be effective as Stevepander tries to get cute, but not able to find any frags. But maybe, just maybe, they might get ground now to
I really don't know. I really do not know why Chessclub are not going in here. They've got their entire combo, they've got Atomic. There's a soldier and a medic on B point right now. Or where. The rest of the team is coming in now. That's really poor for Chessclub. They really should have been getting stuck in there. I know Husky's low on health, but it doesn't matter. You've got the height advantage. get the player advantage, and they're just giving up B point really, really cheaply there. Like they're rotating around now. They're getting to do the hole that they maybe wanted to on C, but I don't think it was worth giving it B that easily. And Husky goes down again, and the crits is coming in.
So here we go. Corv is going to be pushing into this C point with his team entirely behind him, but still no Crits Creek ready out as he's putting some stickies down onto the Grape. But I think they're just figuring out when do they want to push this, and Lazybear has to be careful as the Crits Creek is going to come out here shortly.
No, the crits has already come in. The crits has already come in. The crits through the corridor, and they got out early enough.
Yeah.
It's Lazybear should be getting really far forward here because they've got the Uber. They should be trying to bully them out of this position here rather than just setting up stupid sticky traps.
Looks like they're just going to kind of hold it passively on this defensive side. Actually, the combo gets called out. They were going to go for a lower push, but they actually lost a couple players due to some good comms there and were met as Lazybear still holding onto this Uber actually fairly close. I'm assuming to try to counter the crits.
Retaking this corridor. So we're going to see some nice spam back and forth.
So here we go. Cloudy is trying to see if he can get a sneaky, cheeky shot off, but he gets pushed back as the medic was holding close to the rocks, so not exposing himself. Borf gets the first crit sticky in, but Lazybear really nice job of popping his Uber right as it was underneath of him. And Ascender is actually going to run through with the Pyro, trying to find some frags, but he decides to back up wisely to not take any stupid deaths. But ×2 onto this E point, and Grenjabob gets some nice damage onto Lazybear there as Corv comes around the other side, taking down, that was Husky, I believe? And there we go. E point's going to be capped, I guess. And CeeJaey goes down.
The distraction there from Grenjabob on Lazybear for hitting Husky and then Husky wing to Emilio and Corv there. And now that's really given Strong Opinions a chance to get on this point. They've got an awful lot of time here.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good. CeeJaey did go down through all of that from a snipe, but Atomic Able almost falls below as Stevepander trying to get some cute frags down here underneath as DX jumps down to meet him. But this actually should open up for them to take the C point if they wanted to. CeeJay's in a really awkward spot right now and barely gets out with his life.
Yeah, I mean, Lazybear went down as well, so that's fine. But no, this is kind of the problem though. If you kind of do any sort of commitment to E, look, what has that achieved now? They haven't gotten anything from this E push really.
Well, I think that's the thing is that if you go for an E push, you need to kind of understand of like, okay, if we don't get it like 100%, we should go for then the C, taking the C point, and Emilio goes down actually from Kazul. But if they're finally going to put enough pressure onto the C point, no one's really there except a couple respawners right now, but they should be able to take this down, which is, I think, exactly what they needed to do.
Now, but that is a lot of time lost on E point, because that E point caps really slowly when you've only got 2 points captured. So. And it was quite far along, so there was enough of an investment there that it's significant to lose. 544, I mean that's about as long as it took them to cap all the points last time, and this is just for C.
So C point finally does go down in favor of Strong Opinions, as you said, fairly slow time being set right now. We'll see if they can correct that as we have a proper hold coming out of Quintosh and his team holding in the A corridor, and it looks like we're going to see a little bit of a team fight here on the E point. The level 2 sentry gun is up, and Solid is in that window looking to find something right now. And he does find Cloudy, so no sniper to counter him. So Husky is going to be peeking out of this A corridor, but they decided not to peek too much as Strong Opinions are just trying to figure out how do they want to push this right now. Looks like they're going to opt to go through C. They're going to go to the D push. They're going to start walking through spawn.
D. But they've already got people in on D. This is what you kind of want. Their flank is currently occupying D while the rest of their combo comes in through the C corridor. So this is a much better push on the D already.
And now when Chessclub are going to push through, they actually have to push through a choke point to come peek this D point. Right now as Corv is going to get the Uber popped off onto Stevepander, actually, as Quintosh is going to jump behind to try to focus the heavy. Steve is trying to find some frags, but not able to get too much off, as Corv did take down Uber's kind of back away from the fight, but ×4 on this point, and Husky's trying to peek it, but it's not going to be enough, as Quintosh is down as well.
That was a bad decision from Quintosh to go back in. He got easily killed by Thalash. They slowly just got picked apart by the combined power of the combo from Strong Opinions. And they're just bullying this now. They're just bullying in. They get down to level 3. They lost their heavy, or they didn't lose their heavy. No, it was Husky must have time.
Yeah, so now Quintosh is underneath of the point right now. Grenja Bob did see him. Raptor's going to try to contest Quintosh because it's a very powerful spot for the Devilman to spam. But Quintosh does go down, so it's only going to be Husky and the Soldier here who can contest this point. Ascender is going to try to make a long play around, so we'll see if he can get there in time. But this is looking pretty good here. CeeJaey does pop off the Uber onto Stevepander, who's going to run through. He does take down Husky, but not able to find anything else with this. As the counter Uber comes off in the Lazybear, Ubers is going to get some nice damage out with the Cendere, and they're going to actually clean this up. Only 4 alive here for the offense, and they're going to be able to defend this point.
That was really good, given that they lost their plan really early in that.
Yeah, so the conch is popped off here onto Ubers a little bit early, but I guess you're going to actually know that everybody's coming around this corner, and Corv goes down incredibly easy.
And CeeJaey as well. So
wow.
Reset. Yeah. Reset, boys.
Yeah, they just strong opinions just looked like they're gonna go. They went from almost capping the E point to now being in an even worse position they were before. So it'll be interesting to see how they want to attack this. But I don't know if attacking from the A point. Yeah, it looks like they're going to switch over to the B side, which is probably the proper decision to make.
Corridor and just put enough pressure on. Got the Uber, were able to block, and just the frags fell their way.
Yeah, so Corv is pushing through this B area, only mini-sentries up on the defensive side. Solid goes down to no sniper here for this defense either, as now it's going to be how are they going to push back onto this point. The defense, that is, as Husky push from this corner, Uber does get popped off onto him. Quick Fix is coming out, but it doesn't matter, as the Delman gets backstabbed there. Quick Fix isn't going to save you there, as Kwazul is trying to chase down CeeJaey. The Lash is going to try to defend here. CeeJaey dancing for his life, but he's going to get killed fairly easily as he gets pinched. And there you go, we're going to have another reset and another nice defense here from Chessclub.
Yeah, I mean, they went the Quick Fix, you can't cap all your Quick Fixing now. The Quick Fix has definitely been nerfed. I'm surprised to see that come from CeeJaey there. Yeah, like you saw, like, they dropped their heavy to the Uber, funnily enough, and then after that, Chessclub just walked across the point.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of odd ones where it's like, I think it's very rare that a Quick Fix is the correct decision. I know CeeJaey
conversely, they've just bullied everybody off the point, and now they have, like, a massive spawn advantage here. Like, there's only 3 players up.
Yeah, the respawns for defense are like 20 seconds long as well.
And Lazybear goes down. So now, there should definitely be a cap for strong opinions now, unless they do something really silly. Their combo's in a strong position to deny things here.
Quintosh is going to be running through the B corridor, but already being sticked off by Corv, and Steve's going to run away. But the Soldier jumps in and does some nice damage. Wow, they actually are defending this right now because nobody is capping, and the Scout's finally going to jump onto the point, but we'll see if Quintosh can come in here and defend this. As CeeJaey is Ubered, but not trying to pop anybody on the point. As Cendere jumps in, pushes the Scout off, and CeeJay's now going to die here as well. And is this going to be another defense? Oh no, but Lazybear goes down. A nice snipe from Cloudy.
Yeah, that again, I think the problem there is that the strong opinions were too eager to get like a perfect hold on. Like they only ever had 2 or 3 people capping that point when there was only like 3 people up for Chessclub. Really, you should just be capping the point, like getting on the.
Yeah, definitely not the strongest kind of hold there for what they wanted to do, as 11 minutes and 3 seconds is just a fairly awful time, just to put it simply.
Yeah, 11 minutes is bad. You would not want 11 minutes. Whenever they woke up this morning, they don't think, right, we're going to set 11-minute time on Steel and be really happy with it.
So yeah, here we go, as CeeJaey is on the B point. Level 3 sentry gun will be built up in the same spot. It looks like they're just going to do the same holds. And the aggressive hold out of B, I mean, it worked pretty well for them last round. I don't know, how did you like their kind of aggressive hold on the B point?
Well, it worked really well, but for 2 pushes, I think.
Yeah.
But I think, if you're going to hold that far forward, it should be much easier for the opposition team to pop you and maybe force your medic. I don't necessarily like this hold, like the medic to hold out the whole time. You want to be running around.
So here we go. Gates are going to be opening up here. Only Grenja Bob on the A point, not going to get shot right away like last time.
He's changed his rock. Does shoot a different rock and always gets it.
Kazul's mixing up as well. He's not going to go by the gun, which is where Steve was shooting all of his flames before. is he's getting ready to make a play. Cloudy looking through the window, trying to see if he can get a snipe down. Does find it solid for 150, but he was buffed up and able to stay alive. And Quintosh just putting up a sticky trap and seeing as they're just kind of holding on and figuring out what they want to do.
Yeah, just boring dead time right now. So somebody should do something.
Well, I'm sure we'll see some action.
Where's the
here pretty
entertainment,
shortly.
lads? Where's the entertainment? Come on.
Kazul's in getting a nice position now, a little bit better, getting ready for the sap, waiting for the call. He's going to get the sap on the gun. Husky's going to peek around the corner. Nice job there. Good coordination to take down the level 3 sentry gun, which I think is what you need to have up if you're going to hold so aggressively here to kind of protect your medic.
What I don't understand here, okay, Husky went down and died after getting the gun down. That's great. Quintosh then came in like 10 seconds later and dies to the already being rebuilt gun. Like, what's the point in that? Like, if you're going to suicide, everybody suicides together, or you don't suicide. Like, that's just stupid.
Well, there should have been damage to follow up, as we do have the Uber being popped off onto Quintosh as well as the heavy. Quintosh again is going to jump behind enemy lines, going to go to the B side. Sentry gun gets sapped and easily taken out, but the better Uber on the red side is going to help Stevepander take down Husky with the help of Corv. Quintosh is still behind on the B point. Solid is on the E point with Atomic as well. DX is going to be moving the level 3 sentry gun up into that cheeky spot to try to help this E cap, but Quintosh, again, still behind the B point right now.
Yeah, he needs to be doing something. And, yeah, I'm not really sure why Deox here, if there's nobody putting pressure on E point. Like, you put that gun there so people can pressure E point.
And here we go, aggression coming out, but Lazybear goes down, nice snipe, Cloudy, and that should prompt the defense of this point. The Sender is actually going to run in, hold that W key, and he responds by taking down CeeJaey. Uber is back on the E point, causing some havoc, but Husky eating the sandwich, the victory sandwich, capturing this B point, and they should take this down. Nice job by Sender to get aggressive there and take down CeeJaey.
WM1 in there, proper pyro man. Yeah, we were talking about how M2 was the skill button. He didn't need skill there. Just held on M1, broke there.
So we'll see how they want to do this, but 8 minutes and 26 seconds left in the clock, and it should be pretty easy for them to match that time, as they're doing pretty well right now and already coming on to the C point.
Yeah, they've got Emilio in a bad spot here, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and CeeJaey's, they can't even peek this, I think wisely, so they're just going to back up. Quintosh is going to try to sticky off spawn. Stevepander is actually going to try to just push onto Quintosh here, but he does go down for his trouble. He actually might have had a chance at Lazybear if he turned around, but time's due on to this point. And, yes, strong opinions is going to need a miracle.
I'm surprised that they only left, times 2 on this point when they only had, 3 plays Bulow, but whatever.
So Raptor's going to peek onto the point, but yeah, now it's just a question of how do they want to push this. Lazybear is holding onto that Uber charge.
Yeah, they're rotating all the way around onto E, or all the way around through D, so they're not just doing the C one. They pop really, really early here. They get the exchange, and they're just going to back out. But then they drop Quintosh. Lazybear drops Quintosh. That's pretty poor.
Yeah, not too good, as Corv's going to peek around the corner. It actually takes down the Pyro as well, so no Demo and no Pyro. Husky's going to go down as well, so basically all your core combo classes are down. Lazybear down so low. Is he going to be able to get out alive? 24 HP? No, Steve is able to land one flame.
He took one jump too many backwards, but yeah, everybody died. What a shame.
Yeah, and that's going to give a nice Uber advantage here to CeeJaey, who's sitting at 50% right now. Kazul is right by the medic. We'll see if he tries to make a play in a little bit here. But right now, this is where strong opinions need to be, and they're doing a good job. And, they have a long time to defend this point, though.
Yeah, 6.5 minutes is a long time. You've got a lot of pushes you can make on this point. They are pushing. They are in the C corridor. They don't want to be there. They want to be doing something different. But, yeah, they're very slowly making their way around.
So we'll see what they want to do. It's just the combo classes, Demo and Heavy, holding the A corridor.
Raptor's, Ubers is all the way around. He's making a play in the middle here. And dies because he jumps into a spawn up Heavy. Nice.
Well, you're going to respawn in just a few seconds, so not that big of a deal, especially when your medic doesn't have Uber yet, but it looks like we're going to see an exchange coming around the deep as Lazybear is pushing up around spawn, and they're already going to be there as both Ubers do get popped off.
By the way, about game sense there. Raptor popped his conch on the C connector. Nobody there. Big waste. There you go, Raptor. You've been called out.
as we do have Quintosh trying to poke, but Kazul comes behind and gets a 2K, taking down the Medic and Pyro, as well as Atomic coming in to clean up the Demo Man, and there you go. This should be the dagger that Chessclub needed to take out Strong Opinions. Raptor, though, in a really nice spot, gets 1K. He's trying to get the Medic, does land it now against a Scout. Is he able to hit the Jumping Man? Trying to find something, takes him down. No, Atomic wins that battle and able to capture the point. 2 alive, make that 1 alive with a couple of respawns, but level 3 Sentry Gun is still alive on this final point.
See, I baited that Raptor. I baited that. I also baited all of Chessclub not to shoot the one player on that point who could do any damage to them.
Yeah, so here we go. Level 1 Sentry Gun up on... I'm sorry, level 2 Sentry Gun up being built.
Yeah,
exact same spot. But Quintosh falls into the pit.
That's what you want from your Demo Man and leader there. Just drop into the pit there, why don't you? Good job.
And so we got Raptor peeking the corner, trying to get some damage down onto the Pyro. It's going to have a hard time as he's being healed up. Sentry Gun is being wrangled right now to be defended ×2 onto the point, but so many players around it. The Lash is actually coming there, takes on the Sentry Gun, but Diox, CeeJaey and Corv go down, and yeah, this is
that was a really effective use of the cons there, because it also just go faster beam. Everybody in your team does stuff, and they hear that cons go off, and yeah, he hit players in the point. Look at this arrogance, popping on the point, taunting on the point whilst Ubered. That could have ended very badly. I almost wish that somebody would come in and twat at those arrogant Chessclub players.
Yeah, so first map in 1-1 through it. Strong Opinions looked very strong the first map, but first round, but the second round they didn't look bad, but on defense, it was not a bad time they forced Chessclub to be at, but definitely not nearly as good. So I don't know. What are your coming to this final round here? Who do you think is going to take it?
Well, you would still go with Chessclub. They seem much more confident in that second time. Their defense was significantly better this time. It almost, in fact, it goes back to that C point whenever they were slow on the very first map, on that C point where they lost. They got forced all the way around on the D because the Pyro just pushed in on Lazybear and the Demo Man had juggled Husky out of the spot from C and then towards D. So they couldn't get the hold on C that they wanted, and maybe from that completely threw them and their whole defensive plan.
Yeah, I could see that. So do you think that Strong Opinions, so what would you tell kind of like Strong Opinions to do if they wanted to fix it as we come into the final round here? I'll be curious of what we're going to... So is this what we're going to... No MP switch? Yeah, so we're going to have Strong Opinions start out on offense.
Yeah, Quintosh was very clear as soon as he said we defend first. So as I said, maybe they're just more confident in their defensive side. They're going to be able to shut down things.
So Diox, again, same exact hold that we saw the first few rounds. Didn't work out at all, but that also partly was due to the Kritzkrieg, which we will see if CeeJaey is still going to be on. It worked out
better the second time, marginally better. I'm not sure why you would keep doing the same hold. Maybe they're so arrogant. These people who taunt on the point, maybe they're so arrogant they think that one hold will save them. Which, in fairness, nice wee sentry jump up there from Diox. So some bling there. They do seem to think that holding one strategy for GBIT for 3 years is going to surprise people.
Well, it's not that it's wrong. I think it's fine to do the same thing over and over again, especially if it's effective, but it just doesn't seem to be. But maybe Diox just knows something that we don't, or they just have a hold style that they've just been getting unlucky with.
Scottish strategy.
Actually, Quintosh goes down very early right there, but it shouldn't matter as it's going to be a while before they're even going to get to the B point, though. Grinchbob trying to make a run onto Lazybear right now. Now he gets caught out.
Yeah, Quintosh is mad in chat, saying that he was right below the stickies and should have died. But no, they're just pure aggression. They go in, they take that gun down really easily for nothing. Yeah, this is really good aggression because Quintosh is only just getting into the fray now.
Yeah, though they did lose Corv early on here. Kritzkrieg comes off onto Raptor. Uber does get popped off onto Husky and Atomic, but they're not going to find any real frags. Atomic trying to race forward, but he's going to get pushed back. And the Kritzkrieg, not that effective, but they're going to be able to get their respawns and re-push this pretty shortly.
Yeah, I'm not convinced this is the best map to be doing this one gun over and over again. But again, it's really what they practice, so who am I to judge?
Well, and the thing too is it's kind of funny that, you know, I don't know if there's just like something that CeeJaey again, like they've been doing the same thing on offense as well, as they keep doing this Kritzkrieg, which, I mean, it hasn't been, I mean, it's been effective in the sense that they ultimately get the B point, but it hasn't been like incredibly effective, where I think an Uber in that situation would have been more beneficial.
As soon as they get B and CeeJaey dies, but
I don't know, so here we go.
They have gone very passive here. Because they were afraid of the Kritzkrieg coming in, but they had Uber, so they should be really far forward and in their faces. Like, yeah, like CeeJaey goes down, Korv goes down. Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it right there, it's like, okay, yeah, they just had the Kritzkrieg. Lazybear, gets popped up, able to keep himself alive. But yeah, I mean, if they just, I mean, if you took away that first push, they took down the sentry gun before anything even happened. And then if they would have pushed in with Uber, you know, no sentry gun on the defensive side, I think you would be able to take this point pretty easily. They've now been through 2 Kritzkriegs, and they're basically in the same spot they started, but maybe on this third time is the charm right now, as they're getting a little bit more aggressive on the point. A very passive hold on the defensive side.
Well, they don't have a gun, and they don't have a heavy, so I'm not surprised. They don't. They just don't have that wall of damage kind of thing that you would normally have, wall of bullets. So they are letting them in here quite cheaply. But Lazybear is probably is hoping that he's going to get his Uber in time at this point. And you can see he's for this 4 from his team right now, despite him being the medic. And yeah, here's the Uber's going to come in, and they get down Emilio, but they've a lot of time on this point.
And Kong comes out as well.
Oh, CeeJaey gets gunned down for another drop. Bad medic drops. Bad medic drops.
That was at least a Kritzkrieg, so it's not as big of a
deal
as
dropping
dropping Uber.
It's not a real drop, but the logs will still say that CeeJaey dropped. It's thus a bad medic.
Yeah, then they get reset here, but again, it's like, if they had Uber in that situation, they would have been able to counter pop, they would have been able to fight for the point, and they would have actually probably won that circumstance, because they would have been able to stuff Lazybear in that choke area. But because they have Kritzkrieg, like, it didn't work out. I mean, they got it at the same time. Like, Kritzkrieg again showing in Quintosh with a 2K on the sticky trap.
Right? CeeJaey is on Uber now. He's on Uber now. He's heard what we were saying to him with his Gibis, and is going to hopefully make an effective push.
I mean, I'm all for trying stuff different. I know CeeJaey likes to be creative with his, you know, weapon choices, but you have to be careful. I mean, if it's not working out for you, Lazybear does pop off onto Quintosh, who's going to jump over the top here, trying to find some damage down. Is going to be able to take down Korv. Is he going to be able to find anything else? Cloudy gets down fairly low. I mean, but if you don't get CeeJaey, that's the only thing that matters. And he goes down, actually, it's going to be a big deal.
Yeah, Quintosh goes down there. Like, he really should not have died there, because his team is fighting at a massive Uber disadvantage now.
Yeah, and as well as, I mean, you're on an incredibly long respawn time on the defensive side. Level 3 sentry gun is up aggressively. Once they take that out, they should be able to push through the point. Grungy Bob takes down Lazybear right there, and that should open it up right now with strong opinions. They're lagging a little bit behind, but they should finally be able to take this point, though Kazul tried to make a play a little bit too late. CeeJaey does stay alive.
No, that was again, like, how 1 second can completely change the game, because Grungy Bob got down Lazybear, and Cloudy headshot Deox as he was holding his gun, so like that takes down the level 3 in 1 shot. Although, again, I was kind of surprised, because the lash that went in was bonked, was distracting the gun, and the whole rest of the struggle pins were still stood behind in this corridor, not doing anything. They got lucky there. Like, that's luck, like, that their team has bailed them up. That, like, the sniper and spy get 2 kills at the exact same time and bailed them out.
And so you're seeing a little bit of interesting hold out of Lazybear on this E point as Cloudy.
Yeah, and he could well get punished here. Like, they should not be standing here. I mean, for one thing, he's not even able to, like, buff anybody useful, like a pyro. Come on.
I'm surprised they're not just pushing, like, just freely onto this C point. I mean, finally they do have a couple classes forward, but yeah, so the C point should come down. But are they going to actually try to contest this? Looks like a few players want to, but the medic is still on the D point now through spawn. And actually, CeeJaey rotating, so they're doing an opposite rotation as the C point's being defended by about 5 players on this defensive side. CeeJaey is already going to the D point, but it might be a little bit too soon. Are they going to go for this E? Actually, they might just go for a 3-8 push.
It's like a Raptor. Yeah, Raptor's going to go down here. It's not going to be interesting to see how much Chess sit on this point, because they have a lot of time to wait for C to go down.
Yeah, but the problem is they lost their demo man who was hiding around there, and then CeeJaey gets forced off by Ubers. As this Heavy's going to get pushed into the pit, it's CeeJaey as well, and Husky decides to join him. As there you go, 3 kills, 1 pit, and wow, that is 3 medic deaths this entire game in the pit. That's crazy.
Need to work on their movement a bit with these medics. Having not so much, it's hard. You know, they're fat. They can't really move around very quickly.
Yeah, Quintosh is happy over that one, and the C point is being defended. And I don't know. I mean, yeah, CeeJaey, if they did not go around for that raptor, if they didn't try to wrap and they just literally pushed for the C point, I mean,
yeah,
I don't think it was wrong. But
with their team, they'd have gotten the point, and they'd have probably, because they'd have had like 9 players versus 5, they've actually been able to wrap in a D point really, really effectively. I mean, I've always been a big fan of doing the vitamin push, A, B, C, D, E, as heaviest GCPS likes to call it. But, you know, clearly these guys are getting ahead of themselves.
I mean, yeah, again, it's like they knew the medic was over at the D point. If they just rotated just in time to defend the C point, as Raptor is going to be popping off his conch with Stevepander underneath the point. CeeJaey is going to be pushing in here. As they're actually going to do a wrap on Lazybear. Is they're going to be caught out in time? Lazybear in a little bit of an awkward position. He's going to drop into the pit.
Drop into the pit. Uber. Just kill yourself, you retard. Hey! It wasn't a drop because he popped his Uber before he went in.
Well, it's I will still consider a drop if you don't get to use your Uber at all. It won't show on the stats, but it will still be just as good, as the C point will go off in the favor.
Like they're entirely wiped from that. Like, that is so stupid. That is so stupid. Why were they standing there? Why were they in CE? Why?
Yeah, I think they were trying to go for an aggressive hold, but yeah, I don't really understand why you would hold on to the E point entirely. Especially for that very reason of a Pyro comes around the right corner and he can just air blast you. As CeeJaey with Raptors now standing onto the E point. Mini Sentry gun up to support him. Corv is by himself at the D point, oddly enough. But yeah, 7 minutes and 51 seconds, and that is not a great time that Strong Opinions is setting. So here goes Flash.
Something needs to happen soon.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be just as Quintosh is pushing through with this combo from this E point. They're trying to find something a little bit more than the heavy, which they took down. Stevepander is going to surf into death there. It gets cratered as Corv's going to be pushing in to try to contest the heavy right now. But only 5 alive here on the defensive side, so they might just need this as CeeJaey is sitting at 100% Uber.
That was a good bot from Lazybear there, just sitting heavy, and my Corv is probably going to get cut off here.
And CeeJay's got to be careful he doesn't die after this Uber. He does run out just in time. And yeah, Seal goes down. Corv is able to get out, but now he's in a little bit of a weird position as they're getting some time onto this E point, but Quintosh is going to try to contest it. Oh, CeeJaey goes down.
Yeah, this is the problem when your team kind of gets split across 3 fronts effectively there. Because Corv was back there just distracting Husky, but it didn't really matter because there was so much damage coming out from Quintosh under the point.
Yeah, so the defense, I mean, again, Strong Opinions, this is where they've struggled a lot with in this game. I mean, they've struggled a lot on the B pushes, but this push in particular as well. They just haven't... Oh, an Atomic with such low HP comes behind and takes down CeeJaey. Strong Opinions, they just cannot find their feet underneath of them in this final push.
That they are very bad at getting momentum going. Once the momentum is in their favour, they're pretty good. Oh, Emilio's just fallen off as well. Looking around himself. Can I get out of here? No, you can't, Emilio. No, you can't.
I have never ever seen this many deaths in the pit. This is ridiculous, this game today.
This is a glowing recommendation for the skill level required for a Prem Highlander.
Yeah, so here we go. Quintosh is going to do some damage trying to check this Corv, who does get taken out from a sticky trap. Nice job there. As Pyro's going to get onto the point, but again, I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything. Stevepander getting a little bit too aggressive, but nice surf to be able to stay alive there.
They're getting some damage here, but like they've only got one person on the point. The point is going down very slowly.
Yeah, and Quintosh decides to attack from a different angle, catching Corv off guard. Stevepander does go down. CeeJaey does pop his Uber off onto the heavy. He's going to focus down Entry Gun, which go down fairly easily. Lazybear is a little bit around the corner with Quintosh, but they should be able to put CeeJay's on a really bad spot. Does he not see him? CeeJay's going to get one saw off, and no, he gets his headshot off. And Grenjabob's actually in a nice spot after this Uber's up, but he might be taken away by
Yeah,
Flash.
they're actually probably going to get the medic and the demo here in really bad position. Yeah, Raptor jumps in, get wrecked. Oh, yeah. Oh no! I thought Raptor had actually whipped Quintosh to death there, but he didn't. So yeah, now they're actually going to capture the point here somehow after all that.
Yeah, I don't know why they crossed the point. They probably should have just backed up into A connector and hold onto there. But there you go, 11 minutes and 35 seconds, and they matched the time.
Even worse time. And,
yeah. All right, so here we go, and this Steel game has been going on, but we'll see if Chessclub can finish it off, or if Strong Opinions is going to find something inside of them to hold on. But this is definitely looking very much in the favor of Chessclub right now. So same hold is going to be coming out of Strong Opinions. Sentry Gun going up, same spot. Dispenser, same spot. And yeah, these teams, they have the defense style they like, and we'll see if they can do it.
It seems like I think is there the outlines are still on or something like that for the reasons. So obviously spies are really easy to spot. So that's good from both teams. We turn it off, I think.
So see,
it's a big advantage now. Psychological
out of Strong Opinions in the play style right now, so just a little bit disheartened. Raptor is caught in here, goes down nice and easy. Husky able to stay alive as well, and I mean, we saw what happened when Quintosh went down early. It kind of worked against you. And here we go, Quintosh and Husky are going to be pushing through the stair side, see if they can get something coordinated as Kazul is right behind the gun.
That is textbook. That's exactly what you wanted. The sat went in just as Quintosh was jumping in. And Quintosh gets down Cloudy as well. That was really good.
So you go Senderi trying to run in there, but Korv able to stay alive, and CeeJaey wisely not popping yet, holding on to the Uber. But Husky creating some space for his team as Lazybear is getting forward with him.
He's creating some space by walking in on his own with no support, and somehow all of Strong Opinions run away. They are nowhere near. They are already back in the C corridor. That is very, very passive. But then they just let Quintosh get a whole load of damage on them. This is so bad. This is so timid. They get the Uber really late now, and it'll presumably be countered with an Uber.
And so here we go. The Uber does get popped.
Oh wait, no, Lazybear died. Lazybear died. I'm busy slagging them, and Lazybear's dead. Oh well.
Cloudy did drop Lazybear, and that prompted the push right away.
Oh.
And Solid, though, responds in kind, taking down CeeJaey after that Uber, but they at least do have a hold onto this B point now.
Well, clearly being passive is really, really good if your sniper can just kill them out really easily.
So we'll see. I mean, the medic, obviously, Lazybear is going to have a slight Uber advantage here, but Chessclub might be able to dry push this right now as Quintosh trying to put out some damage. Sentry Gun is up forward, holding off people trying to peek for the B side. Actually, it's a little bit too far back and gets taken out there. And Quintosh doing some nice spam down onto the combo. Not landing too much damage, but here we go. Actually, Quintosh jumping in, going for the engineer of all things, which is not the worst idea, but also kind of creating that distraction play.
Yeah, but again, it wasn't quite as well timed as it could have been, because he did it just as Husky was eating a sandwich, so then Husky couldn't come in behind him and shoot the people whose heads are being turned by his jump.
And CeeJaey goes down from Incendiary, who chased him all the way back to spawn, so no medic here on the defensive side as Grenjabob gets taken down, trying to take down Quintosh and Lazybear, but only gets
he did
one.
Get Quintosh, so yeah, that's quite good. But yeah, Lazybear has a big advantage here, and should be able to just bully themselves onto this C point.
So there you go, B point does go down in the favor. Stevepander trying to make a play on the Lazybear. Is he able to connect? No, Lazybear able to keep alive, gets the air blast. And wow, that would have been a huge momentum change as Lazybear now coming up at 100%.
What I really like is that Lazybear didn't just pop there like a pansy. He didn't just pop there. Like, he really easily could have just went, oh, I'm down to 69 HP, I could I'll pop here and not drop, especially after he just dropped beforehand. But no, he was brave. He didn't press that snail M2 button, and now they're on the point. Admittedly, if only their combo, so it's going to actually be quite hard to cap this if they don't have people. Yeah.
And Lazybear dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Quintosh went down. Quintosh went a little bit too far forward to the spawn. Then that Solid went behind, down to the spy behind, and then it was just the heavy and medic, and it's pretty easy to take out. But only 3 alive here on the defense, and it's not looking too good for them right now. But hopefully they'll get the respawn in time.
And the center need to be getting on this point and just getting people to. They're capping E as well, so this is quite good. They'll get to C point probably quite easily.
Kazul does take down Corv there, so no Devilman on the defense for a little bit here.
Well, this is 7.5 minutes. This is you'd expect they'd be confident right now, even with CeeJaey 100%. The time takes down Raptor there.
Yeah, I mean,
Lazybear even killed Grandjev get wrecked Grandjev. And they get the Uber their Uber from CeeJaey is really early here, and it's not actually going to get much done at all. Takes down a spy. Good Uber. But I don't know why medics keep standing in this little U bend between A and E and D. That seems like really spam friendly.
CeeJay's going to test that theory right now as Uber does get popped in onto them. The D point. CeeJaey does go down. Corv's caught in as well. Grenjabab is the only one there who's going to even have a chance to make a play, but 4 alive on the defensive side, 8 up on the offense, and this is looking very much in the favor of Chessclub to finally end this map and take it the first one in their favor.
Quintos there, which is quite good. But yeah, they've only got one person on the point. And is that Lazybear falling in the pit again? He just popped in the air. It wasn't his fault. But yeah, that's 3 times Lazybear's been in this pit. 3 times.
That is ridiculous.
So Chessclub take the first map. Probably slower than they thought. They probably expected this 2-0 again. But it was good showing from Chessclub.
Yeah,
so now we're going to go into the product.
Yeah, so we'll see how that works, Koth, and who that comes down the favor of. Still, obviously, a much more team-oriented map, but definitely came in the favor of Chessclub here. But actually, we're going to take it to a quick break here, guys. Stay tuned. As we come back, we'll be on Product in the grand finals of Strong Opinion versus Chessclub. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this Season 9 Premiership Grand Finals of Strong Opinions versus Chessclub. We just got off the first map, very much back and forth, long map of CP Steel, but now we're into the quick pace action of Product. I'm, of course, joined with John on camera and Bulow to my side. How you doing out here tonight?
Yep, still good. Looking forward to this match even more after that first map, which is very entertaining.
I'm glad we're not going from like Steel to like a 5 CP map. That would be very much trying on the patience. But this one should be a little bit different. And I'm trying to look real quick. Do you know who picked this one?
This was the pick of Strong Opinions. So this is what they are confident on.
Yeah, so I mean, they definitely need it right now as they are down a map, and they need to win this one to be able to take it to the third map, which would be a Badwater as a decider. So do you think Strong Opinions does have the upper hand in this one?
I would be relatively surprised if they actually did. I always thought of them more as a payload team, but whatever. I don't know if this is actually going to be a good pick for them. Like we saw in the last map, we saw in Steel that their flank was completely overrun, that Ubers and Atomic did so much more work than the Lash and Raptor did. So this map here, you can really open up with your flank. So, not so sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those maps. I mean, I imagine they must have seen something that they liked or that made them choose this map if they are kind of more of a payload map, as we do have 18 live in the server. But it'll be interesting to see, how they play. This is also a map that is much more sniper focused, which we talked about in the pregame. That Solid seemed to have the better stats than Cloudy, but we'll see if Cloudy can step up in this big match.
Cloudy did better than Solid on Steel, so we'll see.
I'm trying to see. Do we?
Oh, and also the big news. The big news is Toast is back. Toast is back. Granger Bob is out of here, and Toast is back. So that's an upgrade.
So there we go. I believe we have the ready ups going. The sound is, the drums are live. I don't know how we want to say it, but here we go. We're going to come out to our first mid, and we'll see which Demo Man will get out here first, as we have Strong Opinions on blue and Chessclub on red, as a Demo Man for Strong Opinions is going to get out here first. That is Corv. So there we go, as kind of contesting back and forth onto the point. It looks like we're going to have Chessclub who's going to come out on top, but CeeJaey and Lazybear both do go down in this mid-fight. But the aggression out of Chessclub looks like it should be helping them out. Mini Sentry is contesting this heavy, who's so incredibly low, but 3 alive here now for the red team, and Raptor is coming in to clean up. Trying to dance here is the Demo Man, but he's going to be able to get out, and the point does go down in the favor of Chessclub.
Yeah, Quintos just got on the point just in time to cap it before Raptor killed the heavy and went in on it. But yeah, that was the Strong Opinions were really, really passive there for some reason from the start of that fight, for no reason. They're getting good damage on Lazybear now.
Yeah, and Steve was actually trying to make a run in onto the medic there. Lazybear is CeeJaey sitting at 50%, Lazybear at 40%, but the point does go back into the favor of Strong Opinions. But a lot of aggression coming out of Chessclubs right now, so they're trying to push across the point, and yeah, there you go, Corv goes down. So they should be able to take this for free, basically.
Yeah, they're pushing much more as a team. I admit they have all 9 players up, and you can see straight away that their combo's moving up on this left-hand side to try and take high ground advantage. Oh no, they're backing out. So, don't really know why.
Maybe they just didn't think they wanted to play. I don't know, it's forward holding, at least in the American scene, has lost its popularity for this kind of hold they're doing right now. To have your sniper and heavy on top of the rock, it's so powerful to keep them buffed up fully, as it looks like Strong Opinions are just trying to figure out how do they want to push into this, as both teams do have Uber.
Yeah, both are being really passive here. This is boring. There's some blood.
At least there's some action there on the flank as Raptor does go down. Strong Opinions pushing across the point. Corv is trying to get out some damage. CeeJaey finally meeting up with his team to try to get some of those heals forward. Stevepander pushes back the down man as Uber does get popped off onto the red team. But Stevepander, nice job. He's actually going to force Lazybear to be in a bad spot here. Goes down, and the point in that whole exchange actually goes down in the favor of Strong Opinions. So nice job not only to push but to cap at the same time.
That was really bad from Chess. Like that. The way they pushed, they were milking that Uber for a really, really long time. Like Quintos jumped in, got loads and loads of damage put on him from Steve, jumped away when the Uber came in. Lazybear then got trapped by a pyro. Like, what was that? Fusion. I said beforehand that they were pushing as a team. Not there, they didn't. So they got completely punished for it.
And Flash, actually, sorry to interrupt you there, was jumping in, kills Lazybear on China as Quintosh tries to do the same, as well as with the Soldier, but not able to get enough damage. As CeeJaey holding on at 70%, it goes down to 14 HP, able to stay alive. As Strong Opinion's actually looking pretty good right now, as they do take the lead in terms of times off the point.
Yeah, they're being passive again now, especially now that Saul took down Cloudy. And now, yeah, like they have... Oh, Saul takes out CeeJaey, that's a drop. But yeah, they're being really passive. They had players up. They had the Uber. They should have been standing forward and bullying them with that Uber advantage, but nope. And now they've lost the point.
Yeah, and Medic Lazybear does get a sandwich there from the Heavy, so they're going to get a little bit aggressive with this Uber advantage. But 70% sitting on the hill with Husky as Raptor and the Engineer kind of playing around the left-hand side, and that's exactly where the combo's going to push out. And that's going to force, Chessclub to be able to go back onto the point and go to more of the traditional passive hold.
Yeah, it just seems a bit strange. Oh, okay. So Cloudy takes down Husky, so that's, again, a big lump of health taken away from Chessclub there. But yeah, I'm surprised that they're letting this much space for the sniper to do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the benefits of standing far forward, is that you control those three entrances for the sniper to get through, and you can spam them out much more easily.
No, it's true. I mean, well, it's kind of... Yeah, it kind of just ultimately depends on how you want to work your sniper into the gameplay, and it seems that is what Chessclub wants to do right now. But here we go, got CeeJaey capping onto the point 100% as Lazybear pops onto Quintosh, who's going to jump all the way back to the cliffside of the enemy team. Heavy actually exposed right now. CeeJay's going to help out with the Scout and kill the Engineer who's trying to take him down. They're going to come down with this point, and only 3 alive here for the red side, and Chessclub is not looking good right now. Lazybear is able to get out alive, though, which is important, as he is going to at least keep that Uber the same, though. The Heavy drops down. Emilio gets a 3K off of China. That was awesome.
Yeah, again, like they just didn't focus anything with that Uber Chessclub. They were milking it, and they were milking it, and they finally popped it, and then Quintos jumped forward, and Lazybear stood around trying to heal everybody, and then the Engineer went across the point because he was Ubered, and then got disconnected, and then Lazybear had to run away because there was a Heavy there. And yeah, then they all just died.
And so now at least we do have Corv and Emilio coming back up after dying earlier. Though CeeJay sitting at 70%, but Lazybear already back up to 100, so they should be pushing through here pretty easily, and that's exactly what they're going to do right now. Oh, and did CeeJay go down? No, he's actually able to keep himself alive, but here comes a Soldier behind 2 rockets, takes him down just before he gets Uber, and this is looking incredibly good for Chessclub as 15 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, but at the same time, there's only 38 seconds left for Strong Opinions, and Toast took down Lazybear just at the start of this, just as CeeJay went down. So, whilst there's only 6 seconds remaining for Chessclub, they do need to get this point. They won't have time for a charge, so they'll probably be in quick fix here.
Yeah, so we'll see how Lazybear wants to push this, as he's got about a 10%
advantage.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, you should.
Oh, Salt takes down the video. That's big if they want to push this point quite quickly. They've only got 10 seconds left, so they gotta go now. Gotta go fast.
And yeah, no Heavy or Soldier on the defensive side here trying to defend the point. Husky getting forward, actually gets taken out. Lazybear gets taken out from a backstep. Actually make that a 2K, taking down the Engineer as well. Now it's just Quintosh and the Soldier who are the furthest forward. And they both of them should go down if played correctly. Actually, Quintosh does go down there. And this point is actually looking really good. And there you go. Strong Opinions 1-0 as a nice job defending that point. Big plays from that was Toast, who is just coming in the first round here.
But again, the push there was poor because Lazybear hung back and Husky went forward, and Husky took so much damage in the point he couldn't spin up, and because then he just died to the stickies that were only going for him, and nobody was helping him.
So Atomic goes down early in this mid-fight, as it looks like we're kind of just getting some back and forth. Nothing too exciting happening. Toast and Emilio go down, but here we go. Soldier bombs in onto CeeJay, not able to hit the air shot, but it doesn't matter as Quintosh is able to follow it up, taking down CeeJay, and Lazybear is able to keep alive through all of this. So Spy, Toast is trying to change that, but no, he finally goes down to the mini sentry gun, and there we go. Chessclub coming back with vengeance in the second round. So here we go. Solid does go down to Stevepander behind the rock as the medic's holding at the dispenser. Lazybear now coming up to 100%. but no sniper, so this means that this will allow Strong Opinions to peek fairly freely, though Kazul does take down Cloudy, so any sniper advantage they did have is going to evaporate with that. He's got to be careful now, because he's right by CeeJaey, so might be able to make a stab. And Lazybear is still sitting at that 100%.
Yeah, it's just this passive hold. I don't really know why Strong Opinions are taking so long to get out here.
Yeah, I mean, if they can at least just get a force off, finally they are walking up onto the point, getting some damage behind it. CeeJaey down to 17 HP, so he's going to back out to keep himself alive. But still, just the scout trying to peek this point, but nobody else really getting forward, just the heavy, I guess. But as I said, I agree with you, just being a little bit passive right now.
Yeah, that's a whole minute down, pretty much, from nothing.
Lazybear taking so much damage does finally pop the Uber off onto Quintosh. CeeJaey counter pops onto the heavy right now, but there you go. Pyro's going to air blast him way up in the air, but not able to control it, so CeeJaey is going to get out nice and easy. Conk is able to help out the Strong Opinions team as they still have not captured the point, but they're getting forward. They got to be careful here as CeeJaey almost goes down. As Lazybear is alive as well, but CeeJaey does go down to Kazul, who finishes it up with a revolver shot there, and Lazybear did not go down.
That was some pretty good dodge for Lazybear to get around that house between Emilio and the other classes who are pushed around the other side. Did quite well to keep their main classes alive there. So whilst they lost the point, they're now in a really good position to repush it.
Yeah, and it also means that CeeJaey got onto that long respawn wave since he died after the point went down in their favor. So at this point, they basically would be able to push for free. Cloudy able to take down Solid, so he's going to get a few more seconds of free sniping, though he's being contested by the flank classes right now and opts to back off to spawn. So the re-pushing coming out from Strong Opinions are down currently a minute on the clock and draining even further. Raptor pushing up the concrete side, and Lazybear sitting on the dispenser on just underneath the cliffside, and some nice spam coming down from Quintosh, so it is being air blasted. But Strong Opinions, they're getting more aggressive this time, which is exactly what they need, though they're down 50% in Uber advantage, and Lazybear can pop at any time as he is sitting at 100%.
But he's just on a heavy, and he pops just before the spy gets him, but like, this Uber isn't going to be that effective, really. Like, look at them all flooding across the point now. But you don't want to be flooding across the point. You want to be flooding down from the point. And yeah, he just gets spammed down. Lazybear.
Emilio, goes down to a backstab from Kazul, who got popped up into, basically thrown into a double backstab, as Quintosh goes down to seal with that, that was a crit from the front for Justice, so you see that being busted out. As CeeJaey holding on to 100% Uber, which is pretty good, as the Lash did take down Lazybear, so Lazybear just back up to 16%, but down a minute and 30 seconds. Strong Opinions is going to need a good hold here to hold on. Though it looks like the Soldier wants to make a play in here fairly shortly to get a force on CeeJaey.
Well, it just seems that the Chessclub are playing very passively with the way they're using Uber, because I think every single Uber has been onto Husky, onto the heavy, and like you can't have a good Uber, a strong Uber with a heavy, far back on your own rock. You just can't. I know Strong Opinions are actually playing really, really well here. Like, they're keeping this Uber, they're getting people across the point and darting them back out and not dying. Like, this is a much better way of doing this passive hold.
And Corv is doing a nice job getting forward, getting out that damage. And yeah, I agree with you. They're just playing really well right now. Though Cloudy is down, Emilio goes down as well. So a couple of those classes
Emilio
that can help
defend. Emilio must have died to the spy like 10 times now.
Yeah, actually, Kazul is currently top fragging, tied with Cloudy at 11, as both Ubers do get popped off onto the middle of the point. Quintosh, again, is going to jump onto the enemy team's China, as the spy is going to try to make a play, but here comes the scout as well. Quintosh is also trying to focus down CeeJaey, but nobody can seem to get any damage onto him to finish him off, as he's down to 25 HP. The soldier's right above him, but does he realize he's going to get pop up into the air and gets the rocket he needs? And there you go, CeeJaey is down, but everybody else is up for the blue team, and they should be able to push this onto the point right away.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe the problem there for Chessclub was they only had one player capping the point, so that's like another 5-6 seconds they could have gotten off the point there. It could actually make quite a lot of difference, because now they're only 40 seconds ahead.
Yeah, and Lazybear dancing for his life right now finally does go down. That was the scout, the Lash. So there you go, CeeJaey coming back up, but only 3 alive here for the blue side, and Corv has to be careful because yeah, he's the first one forward, and the respawns aren't going to come up for about another 10 seconds. They should just back off and give up the point, keep CeeJaey alive, but the scout's going to try to change that, as it's just Cloudy to defend. They actually switched to quick fix as well. Does we get a pause? No, it looks like just a little bit of server lag. So what would you be doing here?
I got that server lag too. Yeah, I'm just... Again, they're being so passive. Like, this was they got time on their hands to get this Uber, but... They're just kind of leading players right now, Chessclub. But yeah, Lazybear goes down to Flash again.
And Toast helps that Alad is taking down Husky as Quintosh goes down to the Scout. The point does go back into the favor of Strong Opinions. 30 seconds left on the clock. They have to play perfectly as they have no time to give up here. But no Heavy, or Heavy should be up in 4 seconds. They have decent respawn wave. Slight Uber advantage, though it's not going to matter with this much time left in the clock. And Chessclub, we'll see if they can take the first round in their favor. As Strong Opinion, it's up 1-0, though. The early bomb comes in from Quintosh onto the enemy cliff.
He's done it again. Like, look, it's just Lazybear and Husky, and they just are on their own, picked off from all sides. Like, why?
What? Yeah. That was. I'm sorry. I hate to interrupt, but I just do not understand that play out of Quintosh right there. As we have the wrong config.
Oh, it's the payload config versus Tourettes. Oh dear. Great job, Prem Highlander. But yeah, that's really weird. That's like twice that the Chessclub have had all the advantages and then just thrown it away in like the last minute. Just like it just seems to like really lazy play, like from their passive play. Like I wouldn't even necessarily say that there's anything particularly impressive coming out of Strong Opinions. Like I can't think of anything that they've done that's really grabbed me and said, "Oh, that's really good what they're doing there."
I mean, they seem to be just playing smart. I mean, they're also I really like it when they're pushing it together on Lazybear. Whereas the bombs usually are just a soldier going on to CeeJaey is kind of the only big difference. Another thing too is just Quintosh is getting hyper aggressive, and it just doesn't seem to be generally working out in their favor. But we'll see if that changes here as we come into the third round. As CeeJaey goes down, actually to Quintosh being hyper aggressive across the point at least, and this might be Chessclub's point to take.
They certainly have an advantage now. Toast took down Husky, and he always got his Henry. Which would have been very embarrassing for the Pirate. I wasn't actually a headshot there, alas from Solid. I think you saw it as well, didn't you, on the Scout?
Yeah, I mean, Lazybear was down to 9 HP, and the Scout was jumping in and died just before he could get his click off in time to take him out, as Lazybear now sitting at 100%, CeeJaey at 30, as it looks like they want to be pushing up this cliffside. And Chessclub, again, a little bit to that passive hold that, I don't know, hasn't been seeming to work out too well for them so far.
They have everybody up. They have Uber advantage. They have 100% Uber. They should be getting in the faces of Strong Opinions. They are giving 60% of this map to Strong Opinions to push into when Strong Opinions have an Uber advantage, have a respawn advantage. Like, this is just stupid.
Yeah, they're giving up a lot of cap. I mean, look, it's already half the cap time up, taking a lot of damage. They lose just Kazul, but they take a decent amount of damage. And they pop this Uber, but it's not going to really be able to do much. Quintosh, again, jumping way behind enemy lines, gets taken out. Now he's on a long respawn wave. CeeJaey did go down there, but a dry push should come from Strong Opinions, and they should be able to take this point.
Yeah, in fairness to Quintosh, that time he did take down the medic. But yeah, look, his team is falling apart. They just don't know what to do when they're Ubering. Like, they Ubered, and there was nobody there for Strong Opinions. The Strong Opinions all melted away, and are now able to push back on the point.
And so they're able to take this. CeeJaey sitting at 20%, a little bit of the advantage as Raptor's actually going to go make a nice bomb. They're onto Lazybear, and he's able to get out alive. No, actually the mini sentry's going to shut him down. So Quintosh is going to follow, do just the same as well as a soldier, but it doesn't matter because CeeJaey's already dead. And Chessclub should be able to push onto this point, though the Heavy's on the rock trying to defend it.
There's just enough people off from Strong Opinions that they should be able to hold this, because of where Emilio was, and you'll look at so much damage done on Husky.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, I mean, Chessclub, they're not getting nearly as aggressive as I thought they would in this situation. So you are correct, as it is just the power of the first one forward, Cloudy trying to find a way to snipe. But yeah, still, Chessclub haven't pushed onto the point, and this is going to give the favor back into Strong Opinions right now, who are going to now take the advantage in time.
You can even see it in terms of things like the Seal is getting the mini sentries up much further across the point whenever they are holding it. So it's just small things like that. Like, the whole team is being passive for some reason.
Speaking of being passive, that was CeeJaey going down to a combination of Ubers and Kazul. So nice combo play to take down the medic, but still, again, the time ticking off in the favor of Strong Opinions as Raptor's going to try to do this and gets Lazybear popped way up in the air and gets the force off onto him. So that at least is going to keep the Uber advantage the same as Chessclub is going to hold or finally capture this point.
We have secured the control point.
They're finally now taking an aggressive forward hold when they don't have any sort of a Uber advantage. Like, this is just weird. Like, either that or they're learning. That could be it. They're learning from their mistakes.
You can't learn in TF2.
Well, having played for a long time, I'd be inclined to agree with your point. You're saying that sarcastically as a joke, but no, a lot of people don't learn.
And so we got let's see, CeeJaey is going to be pushing in from this concrete far side. That's going to prompt the backup. Because, I mean, you can't hold cliffside if the enemy team is pushing from the far side. As we have the Spy is going to try to make a play onto the combo, but Kazul gets caught out there. And no Quintosh as well, and solid, so no Sniper, Demoman. So that's going to allow a lot of free space for Strong Opinions to push.
Die here, surely. Okay, did they get the Uber in? But he's trying to Uber everybody, like all across the point. But again, Lazybear's been popped off away by Steve because he's trying to Uber as many people as possible, and they're being completely punished for that.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like a medic who Ubers inside of a pub, and he gets in front of the player to take the sentry gun damage, you know? So he doesn't get knocked back, but only in this case he's getting in front of everybody else, and then the Pyro is taking advantage of that fact as Cloudy does go down to a nice snipe from Solid. So you gotta be careful here, CeeJaey, not to get sniped, but Chessclub is gonna be pushing on this point pretty heavily right now. So the point is going down in the favor of Chessclub. They have so many players on top of it and also get a decent amount of frags. CeeJaey did go down there from Uber's the Soldier, so he's just going to get back up right now, but Lazybear is going to sit at about a 70% Uber advantage. The Spy tried to make a play in that situation, but gets dead ringed out. And some back and forth right now is a little bit, again, server stutter, but it doesn't matter because the action is still pretty intense, and Strong Opinions one push onto this one. Oh, what happened?
He just got stabbed. Like, that Toast just wrapped the whole way around the point and went back in on him. 4 people looking in one direction.
And that's going to prompt, that's going to have Strong Opinions push onto the point. Chessclub do have the advantage in time right now, but with that Uber advantage, actually, is that quick fix? Yes, it is quick fix out of CeeJaey, so they're going to do a forward hold with this quick fix Uber. So we'll see how that works on the favor. As actually everybody's pushing on a main. Nobody realized they're holding forward. A lot of damage coming out of Corv out onto that main side. CeeJaey pops a quick fix to keep himself alive. As wow, so many coming out in the favor. Lazybear goes down to Corv as well, and they should be able to hold onto this point. 19 seconds and ticking down, but no medic is going to have an Uber for this final part of the game.
That was the perfect like kind of use of the quick fix there. Like they were using it to stay alive. Like there's no point dying at this stage. They don't need to push them back, they just needed to stay alive. And now Chessclub are really, really desperate.
Yeah, and Chessclub is just a Spy onto the point. He gets backstepped, so now it's going to be the Soldier and Medic with quick fix. The Soldier goes down. It's only going to be the Demoman. Quintosh isn't going to be able to find anything. No, he runs off the point. And there you go. That is GGs are coming out, because I believe it is just one half that you played.
Yeah,
and Strong Opinions. Wow.
Yeah, well, they were... They were good, but like at the same time, I feel that it was the passiveness from Chessclub that really cost them in the end. Like you could see it. You could see that they were definitely more confident by the end. Strong Opinions after having like come back in those first two rounds and like played really, really well. But I'm just surprised that the champions Chessclub have been so timid.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of an odd map, Viaduct, when it comes to that. Like, but yeah, I mean, you feel like they'd be more aggressive, but I feel like the aggression that they have is often like they have the aggression for the suicide waves. They have the aggression out of Quintosh, who's doing like bombs in. But besides that, I mean, they don't have that like passive aggressiveness, if you know what I mean. Like, I think which is what you're saying is like when they're holding on the point, they're holding so far back. That's just, it's not really making much of a difference as we are moving to the best for the final map in this best of 3 is Chessclub took the first game on Steel. The second game went in favor of Strong Opinions on Viaduct, and we're going to go on to Badwater here, which you were saying that you think that Strong Opinions, I mean, Badwater or payload maps are kind of their strong suit.
I would definitely say that the payload maps are where they perform best. I don't know about Chessclub. Like, I thought Chessclub. I think Chessclub were pretty confident on every map, but we just saw that they got completely steamrolled, whitewashed there. So I don't know. Maybe this tides of confidence will have swung back in favor of strong opinions, to mix my metaphors. But I'm really looking forward to this now. I mean, Bad War is my favorite map. I think this is the best map in Highlander. I think it's the best map in TF2. So I think this is a fitting end for this final.
Well, it's such a popular, and I would say it's like almost like the signature like Highlander map. Like it's just as a payload map. It's probably like it's been played in almost every season. I mean, it's just like it's one of my favorite maps. Though this is going to be the original version, not the pro version, which we play in North America. Correct?
Well, we play original version. We don't play pro version because the pro version is ugly and bad. Actually,
this is this the pro version? No, because it doesn't. The third point's different. I mean, that's really the only real difference between the first point is making it so that teams can get out. The third point to be able to not have that crazy hold that you can have for free because spies can't contest your sentry gun. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like Badwater, but I definitely do like the pro version more now I've played it because it definitely takes some of the easy holds out of the game, or at least makes them a little bit more challenging.
Just looking at the logs here from the last map, Cloudy with like 35 kills. Cloudy was like by far and away did the most damage, had by far and away the most kills, died fewer times than both medics. Had twice as many kills as Solid. But it becomes a chicken and an egg thing. Did he get that many kills because Chessclub were playing so passive that he had so much space to pick and choose his sightlines? Or was it because he was so powerful that Chessclub like kind of backed off?
I mean, I would not be surprised. Like playing against like great snipers definitely makes you like play more passive, and especially if he's doing such a good job of keeping himself alive. You don't want to peek those sightlines. You're going to play a little bit more passively. And I know Cloudy to be a sniper. I mean, if you look at who he killed, I mean, he outsniped the other sniper 8-7. But besides that, he has frags on every single class, at least 3 or above, basically. So every class has that fear. And, when it's not just taking down the medic, when he's not just trying to focus for those big picks, everybody's going to be just a little bit more scared to get forward. And I don't know, at least if I had to guess which, was it the chicken or the egg, I definitely think it's Cloudy, scaring the other team into playing passive than the other way around would be my guess, at least.
See, I'm not so sure, because they did start playing passively right from the very get-go. So I don't know whether Claudia had enough time to be dominant at that stage. But yeah, you're right. The fact he was killing everybody goes to show that he had time. He was just sitting down sightlines, just shooting people when they came up. It wasn't that he was having to focus on trying to do quick headshots on the scout who was running in his face or anything like that.
Right. Well, I think I've talked to Cloudy before about his sniping, and he kind of says that in particular for his style of sniping that he likes the idea of just everybody's a target, not just going for the big plays, but just try to get as many kills as you can. Which I mean sounds kind of like, well, of course, duh. But I think there's a lot of snipers who will hold that sight line, trying to hope to get that medic pick versus somebody who's just I'm just going to kill anybody who comes in my sight line, and I'm going to punish you for it. And definitely when you're out sniping the other sniper 2-1, you're doing something right for sure.
Well, it should be noted, by the way, that whilst Claudia is a prem sniper here and all that jazz, I did out-snipe him on this map in a pub once, and I did taunt him after every kill. And he never taunted me back. So both he is worse at sniper than me, and he is less of a gentleman than me.
It just makes too much sense. So are you trying to say right now that the rumor mill of you being a sniper in next season's ETF2L season 10 is going to be, you're going to be announcing this soon?
Yes, I can confirm that I will be coming back to the sniper main. Top prem only. I need that gold medal. I've got all the other ones. So if somebody wants to take the best damn sniper in the world on their team, just hit me up on Steam later on.
Cough, cough, wink, wink. Just getting out those as we are just getting 18 players in here. Ubers was the last one to get alive in here, so just waiting for the ready up. And coming from such a strong, thing out of Chessclub, they took the last 2 rounds and steal pretty decisively, and then to go into Viaduct and just get absolutely handled. I mean, obviously it was a close match, but not even to take a single round has to be pretty disheartening. As we're going to get the ready up here, but what do you think coming into this? Like, what would you be saying to your team, or what would you be doing to try to I guess what do you think the atmosphere is out of Chessclubs? Because it feels like their back is against the wall right now.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you just have to tell yourself it was their map pick, so we weren't going to win. Like, that's not the way you should be thinking about it before the game. But after the game, if you've lost it, that's just the way you need to think. They did, like Chessclub played really well against Highlander earlier on this season on this map, so I'm sure they'll be confident. Like, if you're not confident on Badwater, then like, why are you playing Highlander? Like, you have to be confident.
No, that's true. And so here we go. We're going to have Chessclub starting out on the defensive side. Sentry Gun going a little bit in a passive spot where I usually like to hold it myself. Sticky traps, crit sticky traps, I believe. Are they? Yep, crit sticky traps around the doors. We'll see if that's going to be able to get any frags. Nothing too out of the ordinary.
I mean, that was a very ballsy decision for Lazybear to go in and kill himself, like, after they got that crits, because, I suppose you get your Uber so quickly now, don't you? Yeah,
I mean, he's not going to get
10 seconds. He's got 97% Uber.
Well, yeah, he got 100% with just 1 second left in the clock, as the gates are opened up, and the short circuit also is something as the engineer goes around taking out all the ski traps, and we'll see.
All that for nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's really going to get anything, as Raptor is looking to wait to get the bomb in, and here we go. Double bomb in with the soldier, as well as the pyro, and everybody gets denied. No damage getting anything on the Lazybear.
The cart's making good progress. They have just pushed the cart really quickly here. Oh, his Uber's timed out. Uber's is timed out, so we'll probably see a pause here.
Yeah, and that's actually interesting, because he was the one who was watching the cart area, so he would be able to deny some of this, as Uber does get popped off to defend that cart. I really don't know if that was the best decision. I mean, you had high ground with a heavy. You could do that as a Delman kills himself, but it does at least take out the gun, and that's going to actually prompt a backup from Chessclub here, as they should be able to just, now Strong Opinions, just to push this point for free.
But you can see that, like, I imagine it was more the panic of losing Ubers that way than anything else, because that was a really weird decision to just drop everybody down there.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty common to have your heavy drop down to defend the cart, but to use the Uber in that situation, I agree, was definitely odd, as we do have the soldier and scout holding far back on this flank side. Soldier's going to push back, but the scout is still behind, so he might be able to make a play on CeeJaey, as well as the spies behind enemy lines as well. So cart is rolling up here, and the soldier is actually going to be bombing in here. Raptor trying to find something, but he finds that everybody's already backed up. Spies on the cart, but he's going to get taken out pretty easily. CeeJaey still sitting at the 100%, going to drop down onto the cart, but again, we have Atomic behind enemy lines right now, and hasn't been able to do anything yet with that.
That was pretty good. Like, they did the whole Chessclub, the whole to, like, they just leave a gun up and give their engineer time to get back onto this third point and set up properly, and they were able to milk that, so they actually were able to get their Uber in time. So CeeJaey still hasn't popped an Uber yet on this map.
Yeah, and we'll see. I mean, we do have Lazybear finally getting up to the 100%. Raptor's going to come in here, try to get force off, and does successfully, as he does go down for his troubles, but he got exactly what he wanted out of this. And CeeJaey, with the help of the Pyro, Demo, and Heavy, is going to be able to hold on to his, so they just need to get ready for their coordinated push, and they should be able to take this third point if they do it right. Oh, Lazybear goes down! Nice. And we got our pause here, it looks like.
Yeah, presumably this is the pause for whoever's coming back in. But yeah, this is what happens in this point. Like, they got the poor Uber exchange, and that's fine. But not only that, like, then Lazybear is backing all the way out, and yeah, Claudia headshots him from the one sight line on this point.
The thing is like, now that you gotta push through here. I mean, this is kind of an awkward point to push into when that level 3 sentry gun is up. Obviously, you don't have a medic to heal. But, I mean, the biggest thing is once you can take down that level 3 sentry gun, you should be able to take the point pretty easily. But this is kind of a point you can also, like, expand back into and retake if you have some people in the different areas, which I think we have the soldier. We have the heavies in the stairwell right now, which is, I really like that style of play.
Yeah,
So-
I'm just looking around for everybody here on this map to see where they actually are. I'm getting the outlines for some people, but not everybody, which is really annoying.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I've kind of I'm trying to find where everybody is. We have Solid who's holding the stairwell as well. You should be able to get up and maybe get a snipe off. I mean, that's one of the things too. I've seen sometimes as we get the pause temporary. So somebody is just rejoining right now, and so we should get the start up in the next couple seconds. We'll see who dropped. Uber's dropped before, but I think we'd find out in the next 90 seconds of who would happen again. But I mean, right now, just talking about this is a minute 43 for the first 2 points. They're pushing it with 100% Uber advantage, and Strong Opinions is looking great right now, you'd have to say.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the third and fourth point can take any amount of time. Like, third point is notorious, but the last point is very difficult too. If there's so much space, there's so many angles that the defenders can rotate really easily, because they can rotate around and get the high ground on the attackers really, really quickly. We've gone live again.
There we go. Heavy still in that upper area. Pyro's actually going to destroy the dispenser and try to contest him. Soldier's still up there as well as Quintosh comes down, kills CeeJaey. Toast goes down as well. Corv, oh my god, the slaughter is happening. There's only 3 alive here on the offensive side, and that 100% Uber worked completely against them, as they might have gone just a little bit too early. The spy does sap the sentry gun, but it's a little bit too late. The gun will go down, but still just a little bit too late to be able to be useful to his team.
Yes, that's exactly kind of what we were talking about, this point being hard to take. Like, they had all the advantages. They had literally all the advantages. There's no medic, no dev on the point, just the gun, and yet they still weren't able to get that gun down. And the big thing, I think, was Kazul was right behind the car as they were pushing in, so he was able to pick people off as they were coming out of that Uber. And when you're getting attacked from 3 different sides, yeah, it's pretty hard to actually carry on going forward.
Well, that's it. Kind of what I was going to say before they popped their Uber right away is that, you're at 100%. You can take a couple seconds to catch your breath and make sure people get in the right areas. I mean, particularly for pushing the third point, I think jumping a soldier or getting a scout into that upper, attic area to be able to contest the people up there, because that's free spam you can get down, especially for the heavy and soldier who are doing just that. They're still up there. Cart's being pushed up, but CeeJay's got to be careful right now not to overexpose himself, as Heavy's going to drop down on the cart. He's going to get some nice damage down. Uber actually comes off from Lazybear. CeeJaey goes down. I think he was incredibly close to Uber, but was not a proper drop. But this is not looking good right now, as it looked like somebody was having issues. This is where the unpause happened.
But what I was going to say is that was really, really good from Husky there, because whenever he came down with that Uber, because he could have, the temptation would have been just to kill Emilio, but he knew that the Uber was really, really close for CeeJaey, so he went for him instead. Just to prevent that, to deny that.
But the cart did get sneak capped. The pyro, that was Steve, who ran in, got a lot of damage onto Lazybear, forced him to back up. Everybody kind of focused Steve then, and people were able to capture the cart behind. So now they get the forward spawns, and they should be able to get around this point. Level 2 sentry gun incredibly far forward, but I assume it's going to get yanked back as soon as it gets contested. No, it actually just got taken down. But he should have time to rebuild.
Yeah, he was just leaving. He was getting as many guys, his dispenser up. He valued the dispenser more.
And not the worst is he already has a level 2 sentry gun up around the corner. Raptor in a nice spot, putting down some damage, though it's being reflected by the pyro there. Lazybear at 100% as CeeJay's already popped in. A little bit odd. He actually might get caught in here as a scout. Atomic's behind them right now. Yes, he does. Atomic on a 3K taking down CeeJaey and still able to get out alive. He's looking for some more frags as a lot of players are running around here. Lazybear down to 30 HP, but able to run into the dispenser. And the sentry gun is alive as well, so 2 alive here on the offensive side. And a little bit of an odd push there.
Yeah, I think it was just a great play from Atomic. They popped really, really early, and then they did the stupid thing, which was, we've popped, therefore let's go have a bad Uber and lose our whole team for it, rather than we've popped, that's bad, let's just hold our position here because we're not actually going to get any sort of advantage from pushing.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering, I didn't see if CeeJaey got forced or got scared or something, but it seemed a little bit odd. As Stevepander doing a flank play right now onto the soldier, but he actually gets killed by the sentry gun with the Wrangler. As Atomic gets a couple more frags, adding to his total now of 5 kill streak. CeeJaey coming up at 70% as Lazybear is just a little bit in front of him. And we'll see how they want to push this, as they have not been successful in this off Uber time. So we have Lazybear sitting at 100%. Devilman peeking around the corner and putting out some damage. He's also on the what is that? Or no, I thought he switched off of pipes, but no, he's still on pipes. And Raptor's doing a good amount of damage as they're trying to figure out how do they want to push into this, but still not taking any ground right now. But I'm assuming we'll see the Uber exchange here pretty shortly.
Well, no. Unfortunately, we probably won't now. I thought it just did on Core, because Core was standing on his own.
And the combination there of Raptor and the Engineer gets the force off onto Lazybear, and that's going to prompt Quintosh to run all the way forward. He's going to try to fight in CeeJaey, but CeeJaey is way out of the fight, smartly so. But last time they had a 100% Uber advantage, it did not work out in their favor. We'll see if they wait enough time to get people set up to push in here, but this is looking very good now for Strong Opinions to push onto this final point.
I don't know, they've still got a long way to push the cart and a lot of time for Lazybear to get the rest of his Uber. Like you said, the problem with this point is there's so much exposed ground that you have to come across if you want to push this point.
Yeah, no, it's true. And here we do. Uber gets popped up on.
Popped really, really early.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they were worried about the sniper there. I mean, that's the only reason I think, as Sticky's laid underneath of CeeJaey, as the medic's actually running in there. Steve takes him down, running all the way up there. Lazybear goes down, and only 6 alive here on the defensive side. A couple in the favor of the offense, but we'll see if it's going to actually work out in favor as Quintosh gets popped up. Husky is in a nice spot in the stairwell, trying to peek around the corner, and actually wins the 1v1. CeeJaey, but stays alive somehow. Is he be able to get out alive here as he eats a rocket? But here you go, Steve's going to come in to save his life. They might be able to re-push this, but the respawns come up in the favor of the defense, and they did at least get the cart forward and have Uber advantage, so not the worst in the world, that push.
Well, yeah, they've got it from the top of the ramp all the way down to the bottom, and given the advantage they had, they really should have capped it all there, and like their Uber advantage now is only like 30%, whereas previously it was like 80%, so we'll see. Like they're popping so early as soon as they come around this corner. Like, are they just scared of the sniper? It seems really, really bizarre.
I mean, that's the only explanation I can think of why you would want to pop that early. As Raptor's trying to contest this map room area, but nice job by Ubers, as we talked about both of them beforehand. Uber's playing very smart, not taking a bad death. As it looks like CeeJaey wants to push from the tire side as they are at 100%, about a 30% advantage, but slowly dwindling away if they do not push soon. And here we do go as the Uber gets popped off onto the Delman. It's going to drop off. It actually gets popped way back up and gets pushed off right away. And Lazybear is now at 90% climbing up. Is he going to be able to get it in time? But no, Steve takes him out at 95% and only 4 alive here for the defensive side. Make that 3 as it's just Kazul who's going to try to defend the cart. The Soldiers is right above it and he's going to try to do something. CeeJaey down, actually goes down there to Kazul, but this should be a cart in the favor of Strong Opinions.
Yeah, that was good aggression there, but the big thing for me was Toast came in and Toast took down like 3 players like as they were backing away from that Uber. So that was some good coordination there, and then obviously Lazybear trying to run away up these stairs in his own. It didn't matter whether he lived or died there because he was disconnected from everybody. But you know, it's nice to pad your stats, your med pick stats there, Steve. So yeah, I mean 9-12. That is. Yeah, you don't know. Like, you don't know whether that's a good or bad time because it just depends on how you push third, basically.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it comes down to. Is I agree with what you said before, which is basically like the first point is you might be able to sneak like an extra 30-40 seconds off of it if you're good. The second point, if you get anything more than, if you get any hold on it, that's good because most teams play it passively. And if anybody's not familiar with the Highlander meta, it's basically that if you hold the second point on the roof, you leave your team very exposed to try to get out alive. And it's very easy actually to like cut off the defensive team if you push the cart all the way through. So most teams tend to play it passively around the corner. And then the third point, as you said, third and fourth point is really where you get the meat of the time, is the gates are going to be opening up, and we'll see how Chessclub can push it as they are now on offense. Nothing too exciting, of course, starting out here. Sentry Gun going down by the cart, Engineer pushing it, as it's now just the time of calling out the coordinated suicide wave, because if you suicide, you die, you come back in about 5 seconds, so this is very common, and you want to try to get a force off on the enemy medic, so we'll see if they're going to get some damage onto CeeJaey to scare him enough to pop.
Yeah, the suicide wave was delayed there, because Quintus got shot by the sniper, so he had to go back for a pop. But yeah, they're very slowly doing nothing.
I mean, they are at least pushing the cart, which, even if they're doing nothing here, it's not that huge a waste, though the Wrangler is up right now on the Sentry Gun, which would make it very easy to get a bomb in. So here we go, Quintosh is going to jump in, Soldier following behind, CeeJaey gets popped up into the air, still holding on to the Uber, down to 50 HP, but able to hold tight, as 7 people died there. but it doesn't matter as they're all going to be back up in 4 seconds, and the cart was pushed forward. So CeeJaey showing his balls right there, not popping.
Yeah, well, they got the worst of everything there. They didn't get the gun down, they didn't get the engineer down, they didn't get the medic down, they didn't get anything down. So now we're getting a dry push coming up through the hillside, and this is...
And so we'll see what they want to do. Raptor holding on this valley side, Cloudy also trying to peek it. Sentry gun was moved to more a further back spot to cover the cart area as a Kong's going to get popped off. Spy's getting in position to make a play onto the engineer who's wrangling right now. I don't know if he'll see him in time. Should be an easy stab as he's decloaking. There you go, stab, and Sap takes down that sentry gun. And now you have to be careful as a defensive team to hold on to this point without a sentry gun or engineer.
Yeah, this should be much easier now for Chessclub to actually do something, but they do have to do it. And Lazybear pops really, really early. That's the disadvantage. You are pushing up at a height disadvantage. So some opinions do have a better Reaper. They're going to try and get out of here because Emilio is really, really low.
Yeah, CeeJaey's dancing around trying to heal as many people as possible to get them out alive. He's going to be running through a little bit of a sniper path right there. But fortunately, Solid is not alive. They're able to get off to the second point, and they potentially could hold this second point, but they're going to opt to do more of a passive hold. It looks like we get our next pause of the game.
Yeah, I'm actually, you said CeeJaey was trying to heal as many people as possible. I think that might have actually been miscommunication between CeeJaey and Emilio, because Emilio only had 100 health, so he made the right decision to go back, whereas CeeJaey wanted to get back up on the high ground, because they'd kind of won that Uber fight. But then he realized, I've got a guy up here. It's probably not what I want to be holding with. So he backed out.
Yeah, no, it's kind of all those when it comes to transitions from point to point. I think that's the hardest thing that for any team or medic is like when you win a fight, like there's this inherent nature of like, okay, we want to fight, we want to hold again. And it's not necessarily the wrong decision, but it's always such a hard judgment call to make. It's like, do you play it safe and play it passive and just give up that point and have a stronger hold the next point? Or do you try to go for it all and hold on that point and try to continue it and on? And I think you're right that CeeJaey made a good decision in backing off there and coming off to the second point. But so far, I mean, as we've seen Chessclub on their initial push in this first round, do you think that they're going to be able to match the time, or how are you feeling about that as we get a little unpause there, if I had that correct?
I didn't notice him, but I wouldn't be as confident, because they were just kind of very slow about doing things. They said that the first like suicide wave just completely failed for like 20 seconds because Quintus got hit with a body shot, and then it took him a very long time to then do anything. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, just go in. Like, you die anyway.
No, that's true. I mean, there's no real reason not to, and they ended up getting one suicide wave in, and they actually almost had CeeJaey popped as he was down to 50 HP. But I mean, if they had 2 or 3 in, they might have had a little bit better luck, or maybe got the engineer. But I mean, ultimately, did take the point. It's not going to be at a horrible time. I mean, probably only lost about 30 seconds or 40 seconds, but I mean, that's enough that it could make a difference. As we do have Cloudy sitting down this sight line. Just kind of looking at the positioning right now, but I mean, it should be again a pretty easy point to take. And there's no teleporter up? Okay, I seen Raptor staying next to the teleporter there for a second. I thought he might be going, but it's not operational.
Yeah, this is a long pause now. You wonder if somebody's having some real issues. Just at this crucial time in the Prem final, nerves are jangling.
I mean. The thing too is if you have any issues, you're gonna probably pause just because there's no real reason to try to tough it out. Let me see if I can get in or contact with someone if anybody's online. I don't see anybody.
Nobody should be online. Nobody should be online right now. This is E2F2L Prem. All players are supposed to be offline so that the server doesn't get DDoSed. But of course, a lot of them do anyway because they're stupid.
Well, fortunately, we've had some luck so far, but we'll see if that continues. But somebody's having some issues here. I'll be curious to see who it ends up being. But yeah, I mean, it's ended up being a pretty strong pretty good back and forth game here. As again, anybody who's just joining us right now, the first map was CP Steel going 2-1 in the favor of Chessclub. The second map of Koth Viaduct, or Product as they call it, went in the favor of Strong Opinions 3-0, not giving up a single round to Chessclub. And now we're starting out here on Badwater. We're in the very first round on Badwater, and it was about a 9-minute time, a little bit over 9-minute time set by Strong Opinions. And Chessclub not looking too strong coming out here in that first point. So it's like they're definitely looking like their backs are against the wall, but we do have this is a best of 3 map that we will be playing. So even if they mess up this first round, they will have a chance to come back. And I mean, that's exactly what happened in Steel. Steel, they played it, they lost the first round pretty decisively to Strong Opinions, and then Chessclub came back and just decisively won the next 2 rounds. So maybe Chessclub they kind of need to see their enemy, they need to see how they play before they are able to kind of adjust to it. I mean, definitely, we talked before about, or kind of we're joking about TF2 players, learning inside of TF2, but, being able to see at least one round, I mean, Chessclub seem to be able to learn from their mistakes, as long as, I guess, Cloudy's not going absolutely insane sniping them like in a Product.
Okay, apparently, I think it's Raptor is the one who's not in the server, seemingly. So, it's Raptor's bedtime. School schedule, caught up with him. Good night, Raptor. See you tomorrow. Your team misses you. Are we going live?
I have not seen anything on here yet, so...
I just thought I saw an unpause, yeah. Here we go,
Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, yes, you did. Yeah, so here we go. The unpause is happening. The second point is going to start to be pushed, as the first point just went down in the favor of Chessclub there. I almost said fair enough. As we'll see kind of how this goes, and I'll have to refresh my HUD so I can see the time.
Yeah, 6.5 minutes is quite... that is not that long to go through 2 and 3 and 4 on this map. Well, VCD.
And they have a good hold on the second point, as it's going to go off onto Quintosh here. Counterpop comes off onto Steve, who's going to do the exact same thing, trying to cut off the medic here. Is he going to be able to stay in? Yes, he does down Lazybear, and CeeJaey still stays alive despite that. And they actually are going to hold on to this second point, and they might even have a chance to go on to roof if they wanted to, though the card is incredibly close. So coming around
went
this...
in on the medic there. And
oh, did he? Did he
whilst the gun was still being built, you kind of think the gun is probably slightly more important than medic here, if they're going to be building that gun. This is the difference here. Seal built up his gun there on first, or on the second point rather. Then going back to third point, they're committing to this corner hold here.
And it's working out in their favor right now, but they're starting to be contested by high ground, which is generally the better way you want to kind of take on this hold, is take it from a high area. But you got to be careful of Cloudy, because Cloudy's going to have a great snipe on that upper area as well. But it looks like they're just going to opt to back off onto this third point and have a good hold there. 5 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock, ticking down in the favor of Strong Opinions, as they're looking pretty good right now.
But yeah, see, that was like far better play from Strong Opinions there, because they really milked that second point for as much as they could, and they have managed to get out on the third point with a level 2 and a dispenser, which is exactly the same as what Deox had whenever they were defending this third point. So when Chessclub were defending this third point, but Strong Opinions actually got the defense second as well.
Though Atomic does take down Raptor there, and Toast goes down as both Ubers do get popped off. Quintosh is going to jump into the attic area. Looks like he wants to make a play, but no, he goes down for the trouble by Corv, as the Ubers were exchanged, but no real pressure coming off the Uber from Chessclub after that.
No, they got back there. Quintosh went in aggressively, but Emilio was stood right there. So he couldn't really go forward and put pressure on the gun, so he just died for it.
And Corv is down right now on the defense, so no Demo Man to put out any spam. Raptor is really the only real splash damage up there, and the Lash just went and died there really oddly. I have no idea what his hope was. I don't know if you saw that he
did he have another pause here? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so we got another pause here, but that was just... So, especially on the defensive side, you got to make sure that you make your deaths, incredibly valuable. And I think the Lash was going to try to make a play and go behind, but he just got taken out by that passive mini sentry, and you're just going to take away one more person. But the other big thing right now, as you can see, is Kazul is in that upper area right now, and he is ready to make a play onto that sentry gun, which should allow this third point to be taken down. And even though both Ubers are about even. Quintosh is ready to push in as well. I'm sure Kazul's calling that out.
Yeah, I mean, the big difference is that the heavy classes, the demo and heavy for strong opinions, are actually on the point, whereas Amelia was all the way back on the ramp on 4th point, and Corv is only just spawning now. So, yeah, you'd think that if Chessclub are aggressive here, they'll be able to get a lot of space. But they will need to have their flank to try and get in and get this high ground as well, just to deny it. Otherwise, somebody could just jump up there from strong opinions, and then you're taking damage from two sides again.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly how Chessclub defended this 3rd point against 100% Uber disadvantage. Was when they had the heavy and soldier playing in the the upper area, the attic area, and were able to get the damage down onto the cart, from the 2 different spots. I mean, especially the other nice reason that it's good to have someone up there is for the very reason that Kazul's up there right now. As we just got the unpause, so somebody just rejoined, so hopefully we'll get our unpause in about a few seconds here as they're just connecting back in. But you'd have someone to help out this engineer, because speaking as an engineer who's been up here by myself, if anybody can test me, I'm basically dead. And so it's really important to have a soldier or heavy, and we'll see if Raptor's going to come and help defend this, as Kazul is jumping in and is going to try to take it out, but it actually doesn't matter as Husky takes out the sentry gun.
Yeah, see, Onkaya has joined the server. I don't know who's not there, so it's really a pause for Chessclub here.
There we go, as the cart is being pushed, but the heavy actually behind in the attic area. Soldier's actually up there as well, but he is going to actually drop down as 3rd point's being defended. Uber gets popped off onto the scout. The medic's getting caught in here. Again, Lazybear should go down. Stevepander, I don't know how many times he's done that today. I think that's the 3rd or 4th time, but you think Lazybear would not get so aggressive. Atomic is way behind enemy lines again, but I'm not sure if it's going to come to much, as the engineer is trying to move up his gun right now.
Yeah, this is really weird.
So we come into it looks like server. This is actually just a server crash, it looks like. All right, actually, it's going in and out here. John, do you just want to take it to a break here while we figure out what's going on? All right, guys, we're going to take to a break here real quick. We're going to we'll bring it back as soon as the unpause happens, and we'll figure out what the heck is going on with the server and continue to bring this bad water action, as we're just in the first round on this final map of the best of 3. We're back with action live here after a couple of those pauses. I apologize for some of those technical difficulties as we get CeeJaey popping the Uber. Again, this Lazybear trying to get taken out, and there you go, Stevepander. Again, taking him out as we had a couple issues there. But hopefully we'll get them back online, and let's see what the time is left on the clock as my HUD's getting reloaded there. 1 minute and 44 seconds left on the clock for Chessclub, and this is not looking good for them at all.
No, and to top that off, it was Husky is off the server now, so they've got Onkaya playing heavy. Onkaya is many things, but he is not a heavy man.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, and Husky's been playing incredibly well today, so we'll see how much that actually affects them. Not having a heavy is... I mean, these pauses will definitely affect a team, but their issues go much deeper than that, it seems. I mean, they should have had the 3rd-point push much earlier, but they were just never able to fully commit to it. So a minute, 10 seconds left on the clock, it's basically impossible for them to even capture the final 2 points, and it's kind of just stat padding and just even, what do you want to call it, like just a victory mentally to be able to take this 3rd point.
Yeah, they need to take pride here. Like, they either need to completely down to it.
Yeah, only 2 alive here for the offense on Kaya and Kazul. Kazul does take down Cloudy, but it's not going to matter. 42 seconds and ticking down as now it's just a sticky trap being placed forward here by the Demo Man. And we'll see. It's honestly just about going into the next round and doing the best you can there.
Mission ends in 30 seconds.
So coming into this final few seconds, nothing really happening. Both teams, I think, kind of resigned to the fact, or I think Chessclub resigned to the fact that they're not going to be able to do anything with this. Engineers furthest one forward right now. Sniper is way back, actually on the 2nd roof, just trying to get out some damage. Toast takes down Deox, and Cloudy is down. But there you go. So. Hey. Hi, stream. Yeah, so, okay. So, yeah, the first round, I'm not sure how much was caught on stream as... Okay. Yeah, we're definitely having somebody who's been a little bit of a sourpuss, maybe having a little bit of too many hats on the line. And, hey, if you at first don't see, yes, I guess. But here we go on to this next round when it gets started up. We're obviously having some technical difficulties, and we are 1 player short of 18. So, John, do we want to take this out just again and kind of let them sort out what they want to do? Or actually, no, we might have all 18. Nope, Ubers is back in the server, so we'll see if they get started up here shortly. So I'm going to try to pull up the logs as we're waiting for someone to get in here. Hildreth, my boy, are you here?
Wait, what?
Hi. How's it
What's
going?
going on?
Not too much. We're on stream right now.
Where's Bulow gone?
He is. He's going to be coming in here shortly. But yeah, have you been watching the game at all, Hildreth?
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a good game. I've enjoyed it.
Are you surprised about how well Strong Opinions has been playing so far? That they're 1 round away from potentially becoming grand champions?
But yeah, it's definitely an upset. I think Chess, they're probably really disrupted on that round with the technical problems by the look of it, because they did not push at all properly. They did not look like a team. I'm really surprised that Chess got rolled on Viaduct as well. They used so much better. I think it's just Cloudy's having the game of his life today.
Yeah, Cloudy is definitely stepping up to the plate as a sniper. I mean, I talked to him kind of before the playoffs started, and he seemed incredibly eager to kind of leave an imprint, when it came to the playoffs, and he's definitely doing it today. But also, I think it's kind of partly just because, I mean, Chessclub is they're playing really sloppy game. Their pushes just are not well timed. They're not getting enough people forward. They're losing too many people in it. I'm just kind of surprised about, for as good of a team as, I don't know if I ever actually casted them throughout the season, but for as good as a team as everybody said, I mean, they finished in first place in the regular season. They just do not look coordinated at all. And I mean, do you think that is does that surprise you, Hildreth, that they just are struggling like that today, or is that kind of something you've seen throughout the season?
Well, you've got to remember that there's been a big gap between certainly the end of the regular season and the last this game in the playoffs. It's probably been like a month since Chess had a competitive game. That's got to affect you as a team. I mean, they've had some practices. They've been doing pretty okay in them, but they haven't been like Strong Opinions. They've been expecting this for ages. Strong Opinions, whilst Chess hasn't had their full roster for like ages.
Yeah, no, that's true, and that's one of the things we've had. Is we're also joined in here by Bulow. Are you here?
Yes, I am here.
All right, beautiful.
There.
It's a beautiful name you have as well. As health is exactly what Chessclub needs right now. As okay, as Chessclub is going to be out here. Chessclub is going to be starting out on the offense. Going to be setting the time, which they weren't even able to capture 3 points in the 9-minute time that Strong Opinion set. So it's not looking too good for them. But we'll see what they can do without having that pressure on them now. If they can actually just do it free-formed and they can play a little bit better.
Well, the pressure is all on them now because if they lose this round, then they lose their winning streak. Whereas Strong Opinions are in a great position now. They just need to get one more good round out of two.
Well, and Strong Opinions, too. I mean, they won 3-0 on Viaduct, and now they just won the first round on Badwater. You got to feel like they have a lot of momentum going in their favor. And Chessclub, I mean, as I said, just feels a little bit disheartened as a Soldier and Delman tried to jump in here, getting a lot of damage, and actually does get the force off onto CeeJaey, who went down to 40 HP, and despite is going to sap that teleporter as well, but it's not going to make much of a difference as he gets taken out by the sentry gun. And now Lazybear sitting at 100%. Respawn's coming up in about 6 seconds. They should be able to push this pretty easily as the cart's moving through the tunnel as well.
Yeah, that was far more effective this time from Chessclub, the way they pushed that. They got all the damage, and even getting down that teleport is quite big.
Absolutely. As a card, they decided they killed the people on it, so it's going to slow it down a little bit here as the Uber comes off from Lazybear, looking to actually cut off CeeJaey's exit path, and that might be just it. As CeeJaey trying to get out, trying to dance for his life, down to 100 HP, as Corv is able to jump all over the top and meet his medic, and they're going to get out alive here. So nice job by Strong Opinions to not lose too many players in that push, despite such a decent push actually out of Lazybear in Chessclub.
Well, the thing was Emilio stayed in there and he wrapped around behind him, and that just offered enough of a distraction once they realised that they weren't going to get CeeJaey. They then realised, oh wait, there's a heavy behind us as well, and that allowed Toast to get in and get a stab as well. So whilst it's been far more effective from Chessclub, it was still an imperfect push.
So Lazybear about 35% down, slowly making his way back up as the passive hold coming out of Strong Opinions on the second point. Level 1 sentry gun being built up right now. We have Raptor up on the roof putting down some damage, and last time they tried to do this push, it didn't work out in their favor on the cart path. We'll see if that changes as Lazybear is sitting at 100%. Soldier and Delman actually bomb in. CeeJaey does get forced off, and I think that's what they wanted out of that situation. As the medic, Lazybear pops. Why? That's really odd that the Lazybear would be so far forward, and I don't know what they're going to get out of this.
Not very much. Like that's really bad. There was a clearly coordinated, really high jump from both Quintosh and Ubers, which is really good there. But I see Thalash just gunned down Lazybear as well when he's getting out. But yeah, why did he pop his Uber there?
Well, I don't think it was so much that I think he had to pop his Uber to some degree because he got caught in that corridor in that little section. That he had to pop or die, but the problem is that his team just bombed in. Like, you should be back on the first point, wait for them to respawn, then re-push back in. There's no reason for you to hold forward when your Soldier and Demo just suicided in. Like, they would have had a huge advantage, but now they're at an 80% disadvantage and still have not captured the second point yet.
Now, things are looking really, really good for Strong Opinions right now. Like, they've got this gun up to level 2, they've got a dispenser, like, they are holding second point. They're not just stalling for time, they're actually holding here.
And Flash actually is on the medic right now, takes down Lazybear, and here comes Raptor in to clean up some more damage, takes down Deox, and yeah, Lazybear cannot stay alive, and this card has been untouched for so long, it is starting to roll back, and the Spy is actually trying to make a play as well, but not able to do it, but they did lose their flank classes on the defensive side here, so that might prompt a back up once they get a little bit too much pressure, though CeeJaey is at 100% Uber advantage.
Yeah, psychologically, the Lash has just gunned down Lazybear twice, like pretty much on his own. well, surrounded by the blue team by Chessclub. Like that's really, really important. Like it's really, really psychologically damaging for Chessclub. Like they're at 80% Uber disadvantage here.
So they're trying to bully in this cart, but it's not working at all. As Raptor's coming in, takes down Lazybear. Goodness, he cannot stay alive. The flank for Strong Opinions. I mean, he kind of talked about that they needed to step up between these rounds and doing just that, as Raptor getting a lot of damage onto the Demoman, but Quintosh able to stay alive. But again, the second point still being held.
Yeah, that there just looks like a team that is desperate. Like they do have time. Like even if they get a 12-minute time, a 13-minute time, they could still defend for 13 minutes. But they went for a really aggro push in the top, 80% down. Yeah, Lazybear goes down to Raptor again. So that's 4 times the flank of Strong Opinions have killed Lazybear on this first point between first and second, like surrounded by the entirety of Chess. Like that's so poor.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, sorry. Husky did take down the cart there, so nice job by him to at least use that. In the force did come off on CeeJaey when the soldier bombed in Uber, as that was. So nice job there. So even Uber's now, but for everything you said, just that it's just Lazybear and they're looking desperate. And nice stab there by Toast taking down the soldier.
And even despite all that, Seal still makes the gun out. After all that, he's still got his gun out. All right, the third. So that's 3 minutes they got from the second point. But unheard of.
Yeah, especially for such a passive hold. I mean, but then again, when you kill the medic 3 times in that hold, it's definitely going to work out in your favor. Teleporter's up, and it looks like they're getting reset here. As Lazybear now coming in at 80%, slowly working his way up, and now it's just a question of how do Chessclub want to push this, and this is the hardest point to push in pretty much any payload map, so I'll be curious to see how they decide to go with it.
But this is the crazy thing. Look, they're 4.5 minutes to get the second point.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
bad. But if they get a good push here, they could get this point in like 7 or 8 minutes, and then you have 3 minutes to get the last point, which would be faster than Strong Opinions this time. So they seem to get a bit too desperate too quickly there on second point. So I don't really know why.
And Lazybear I believe he got forced by Steve, who's had his number all game, and just this god-awful Uber that then came off from it. And then, CeeJaey has been seeming to just pop off his Uber to exchange, even though he doesn't really need to because it's essentially a free Uber. But here we go. Quintosh is going to jump in. Soldier as well. They have CeeJaey's number. Can they finish the kill? Yes, they do. As well as taking down this Pyro. And here we go. This might open it up right now as a scout is also Atomic going for the sentry gun. He's going to go for the engineer who actually wrangles a gun, and that's going to give enough time to take down Seal. The sentry gun should go down, and there we go. A dry push is actually going to take this third point as everybody is alive minus Husky for this offensive side.
Yeah, that push was amazing because they just got people in all sides. Atomic doing so much work distracting that gun. That was really, really important. But it's just like you're saying, Quintosh there, or not Quintosh, CeeJaey popped his Uber for nothing, and then he died to a bomb. That's why you hold your Uber. That's why you don't exchange your Uber unless you're actually going to exchange it and do something with it.
Yeah, and here we get another exchange coming off, or I shouldn't say an exchange because it's just one team with the Uber. Soldier is actually jumping way back to enemy spawn. They do get the sentry gun with this Uber, but not much else besides that. CeeJaey is holding in the stairwell with the heavier right now as the slow Chessclub is slowly pushing right now on this, but there we go. Stevepander coming in with the scout, and now Lazybear has to be careful. He gets popped up into the air. Raptor has his number. Nice shot. That's an air shot or a pseudo air shot taking him down, and maybe a little bit too aggressive out of Lazybear right there.
Yeah, absolutely, but I don't think that was necessarily the wrong play there from Chessclub. Look how much they have pushed this cart really, really far. 6:40, 6.5 minutes, 6-7 minutes to get this third point. So they're really far forward. That desperation on second point might be what cost them there on.
I mean, yeah, it's just they pushed in, but they only had 3 people pushing in, but they had close to a lot of their players alive. I think it's one of these things that it's a problem that happened with Strong Opinions a little bit before, where they just pushed in a little bit early. If they just waited for their team to get in position, they would have done a lot more with it. As Lazybear is at 40%, Quintosh is going to jump in here, gets taken out by the sentry gun. Soldier's going to be a little bit behind as well as the heavy. Both of them get taken out, but they do get the force off of CeeJaey, which is exactly what they wanted. Now it's just making sure Lazybear keeps alive and they'll be okay.
Lazybear's crouching, hiding in the corner there because he is on his own, and yeah, Corvus is completely missing
Nobody
him.
sees him. Oh my! Why? Why Lazybear? Oh my goodness. I don't think anybody knew where he was. He probably could have hid there for a little bit longer, but just came out a little bit too soon, and now 50% advantage back to CeeJaey. I don't. Did you see something like why he tried to leave there?
Well, he probably figured that he's not doing anything, he's just sitting in that corner. But like, he just died for nothing. Like, at least try and run out when your team is there to distract him, or hit a kill bind, because that's faster.
Yeah, so kind of just took the worst of both worlds here as CeeJaey's coming up at 100% level 3 sentry gun at the base of the ramp, which is kind of the new meta when it comes to engineering and the placement of the gun. It seems to mostly take away the suicide bombs as the conk is being popped off by the offense. We'll see if they can do anything here with it.
I'd just like to say Kazul missed his sap on that wrangled gun in the first instance. Like, ran past it and didn't sap.
You know, there's fail stabs and then there's fail saps, I guess. As the sentry gun's up in that, actually, kind of that upper area, Uber gets popped off onto Lazybear, who's going to drop down onto the cart. Level 1 sentry gun, though, no one's shot it yet, and the engineer's in a nice spot to heal it up with his Wrangler. Spy does take down the heavy, and now Lazybear's in a very bad spot, gets taken out by Flash, and there you go. Quintosh goes down easily. Only 2 alive with 1 respawn, and just they cannot seem to coordinate a push whatsoever, and I think also the engineer moving his sentry kind of threw them off a little bit. What did you see out of that push out of Chessclub yourself, Bulow?
Well, they just went in. Like, the problem was that they Toast got another stab on the car, and Lazybear is trying to back out, but he gets chased down. Like, the initial push from Quintosh was good, but then because he got like the force on, but then after that, they let them get back up in the stairwell, build up their river, and then didn't really do anything with it.
Yeah, so the thing is, you kind of said this before, but I mean, this really makes this Chessclub's life is on the line when it comes to this grand finals. This is the round they need to win in order to put it to the third round to be able to have a chance at winning, as they are down a round right now. Quintosh running through the stairwell, but they have this desperation about them, but not in any good way. They just seem to be getting just kind of stupidly aggressive. We'll see if it works out in their favor. Sentry gun gets wisely pulled back. CeeJaey still at 100%, finally pops it off onto Stevepander, who's going to try to push Quintosh out of position, who's still stuck in, finally does go down. But we'll see if Lazybear is going to dry push this back in, as they did lose a few players in that exchange, and no engineer as well.
Well, they really can't from the position of the sniper. Like, the sniper's in such a good position, nobody's contesting him at all. They have to stand in this big sniper light. Well, center gets down CeeJaey. So they really need their scout to stop chasing kills there and go up to the top spawn. Yeah, Quintosh is going up there to try and deny people.
And this is looking pretty good for Chessclub. Only 2 alive for the defense. 1 respawn coming up, but it's not going to matter. 11 minutes and 38 seconds is a time set by Chessclub, and they got to be feeling a little bit like sick to their stomach right now, as they pretty much know their backs are against the wall to be able to even have a hope of taking this to a third round.
Yeah, I mean, you just look. The third point was executed so well, but the second point was like abysmal, and that last point, like, their Ubers didn't do anything at all.
Well, I mean, if you come back to the very first push that they had on that fourth point, the very first push, I think, was the only time they actually pushed in with Uber advantage. They had about a 50% Uber advantage, and they pushed in so quickly that nobody was able to, help secure the kills. And I don't know how you if you agree with me on the statement, but I think pushing points in payload, usually you have to be slow about it. Like, you want to take ground quickly, but then you need to hold ground. You need to have people in good spots to put out damage. And if you only push in with 3 people with an Uber advantage, even if you get a few kills, it's not going to matter. And I felt like they really threw away a chance, and then 4 minutes later, until they were able to get a capture down. But here we go, Chessclub on the defense, and they need to find something different because they have not found anything this game noteworthy.
Yeah, I don't really know if you can say 11 minutes and 33 seconds is staring down the barrel of a gun. We've got a long way to go there, but right now, yeah, the pressure is all on Chessclub.
So we'll see who will step up. If it is Raptor right now, jumping in, trying to get some rockets down on the Lazybear, not able to connect on anything. Quintosh did go down, so no Demoman on the defense here, which will make a little bit of a difference. Sentry gun was picked up. I'm not sure if that was by accident. Actually, no, it went down. And now a lot of spam coming down onto the sentry gun, gets pushed out, and now you gotta be careful here as Lazybear is gonna drop off the cliff, and they gotta make sure not to get caught off in a bad position here.
they've just completely sacrificed this entire area. But there's no communication, because look, Quintos is now left on his own. Like, he gets out just barely, but that makes no sense at all. Like, there's no communication. That their combo's clearly not saying we're backing out, don't take the teleport.
Right. Well, that's one of those things where it's like just a little, and there's so much going on right there. But now Quintos, look at, he's so far alone. Lazybear left by himself, almost gets backstabbed. The Uber gets popped off, but now they gotta just run away for their life, and they're probably not going to be able to get. I mean, you can't get a second hold really ever, but now they're going to be even lucky if they get a decent passive hold with 10 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock here.
They're not even trying for like the second point hold, so yeah.
It's probably a wise decision, though. I mean, just give it up. Try to get your engineers set up on third. I mean, if they lost anybody on the second point, it would be a pretty big deal with these respawn waves. The only good thing you can see right now is that both medics are at about even Uber, so they will be able to defend this when they push in, but we'll see if Raptor can change this. The Delman jumping in as well. Lazybear, nice surf away, able to go all the way up to Attic as Stevepander holding that W key down, but the heavy is Husky gets the better of that, but Lazybear went down to Cloudy! Cloudy, the man of the match, continuing to show it as he gets the body shot onto him, and now CeeJaey, sitting at 85% in strong opinions, is in the driver's seat to take this championship.
Yeah, I mean, once again, like you stand in the one sniper sight line that he has in this point, you're going to die. So yeah, like I don't know why Lazybear came back down off of the roof there when that sight line isn't guarded by anybody.
Well, I mean, in the heat of the moment, it's always hard to make a good decision, but definitely could have made a better one in that moment. As now CeeJaey pushing in with 100% Uber, taking in Steve as well as a demo man. Finally, Engineer's going to join them as Steve running all the way forward, holding down that W key, gets one kill, taking out Lazybear. The Lash is taking down another. Sentry Gun is still alive right now, but a lot of focus happening. It is being wrangled, so it's not putting out a lot of damage, but everybody's up in the attic area. Quintosh goes down. Heavy Husky is trying to put out a lot of damage as well as the Sentry Gun, but the cart's going to be captured anyways. Are they going to be able to even get out alive? Only one alive. This is almost a wipe as Kazul is being chased down by the sniper, and he finally goes down. That's a proper wipe. And Lazybear comes back up at, I know it, you gotta be in strong opinions, Mumble, and you gotta believe they're already singing the championship song.
You're pushing with 60% Uber advantage and like 8-player advantage and 8.5 minutes to go. You would be very disappointed if you didn't win this round.
So, yeah, I mean, right now, Chessclub is between a rock and a hard place, and they're going to need a miracle if they're going to hold on here. CeeJaey did go down, though. That's going to open it up as a Cendere. The Pyro at least is going to give them a chance as Lazybear sitting at 30%. Engineer also picks up a frag onto the Demo Man, obviously, but you got to be careful here not to take too many deaths. Nice job there, coordination around the light ball room, taking down the Scout, but now Lazybear sitting at 35%. Engineer's going to have enough time potentially switch to level 3s, and that might be the chance they need to hold on to this point.
Yeah, like, bizarrely, right? 7.5 minutes to go, whatever. Chess could still if they get the gun up, they have Uber advantage, if they get a few kills, you know, who knows?
I mean, there's definitely, I mean, this is the point that you can hold on for a very long time. As Heavy actually wins that battle, Delman goes down as well. CeeJaey's by himself. He peeks the corner with nobody to help. CeeJaey goes down to the Delman. Quintosh, really nice job, but then Lazybear down to 50 HP. Does not pop. Well, he can't pop because he's just coming up to 100% now. Raptor tries to make a bomb in, but gets caught in on the window. And there you go. Again, Lazybear now sitting at 100%, and this is it. Chessclub getting a little bit of soil underneath of their feet, or whatever you want to say. They're doing pretty well right now in this final point.
All right, the reason why they're suddenly doing better now is Quintos is using the double donk gun. That's why. That stupid mechanic.
A loose cannon. We'll see if it works out in their favor, but he does go down there from the Demo Man peeking around the corner. Lazybear only supported by the Heavy. Demo Steve comes down, getting a lot of damage onto them, but there you go. The Cendere comes down, takes down 2 right there, and Solid gets Cloudy, so that's going to open up the sniping game, but the big deal with that is that CeeJaey is now going to have about a 60% advantage to push in with. That doesn't shown to prove very effective before, but hopefully they can do something with that advantage now.
Yeah, they still don't have any sort of gun up, and Raptor is just like holding this top spawn. Oh, he's jumped around the whole way.
Yeah, and Lazybear is now holding kind of a little bit further back. CeeJaey figuring out how do they want to push it. They're also on level 3 sentry guns. A level 2 gun is ready to be pushed in. So how do they want to push this? Looks like they're going to go to the main area. Quintosh gets way popped up into there. They're trying to find some damage onto the sentry gun. Goes down right away. Steve coming in there, doing a lot of damage, holding now that WM1 key. Looks like the Demoman's actually going to come out as CeeJaey goes down, actually. So this might open up as they do have heals. Quintosh is still alive, but Heavy is in a very nice spot, putting down some damage on the defensive side. Lazybear pops the Uber, putting down a lot of damage onto the cart as it goes on to Quintosh, but they're in a very bad spot as Heavy's directly above them, as well as Soldier. Raptor ready to jump down, but the backstab comes down, takes down the Heavy. So much action going on here, but they are going to hold on to this point, it looks like.
Yeah, it's just really madcap right now. I'm not quite sure why they went into the spiral, the combo for Chessclub, because they've allowed this card to be pushed so much. Like, I know you're afraid, but you gotta go, and look, this gun's coming up. They need to put spam on that level 3.
Steel's gun is up, level 3 sentry gun, but no engineer to keep it alive. Raptor jumps down, tries to get some damage onto the combo, not to connect. Sadly, they were not able to get that off. And CeeJaey went down to 30 HP, but was able to keep alive. But now Lazybear sitting at that ubered advantage. But look at that card. It's so close. I mean, they got to be careful, because this could just be spy cap. If they're not careful, a Thresh gets ubers there, so nobody guarding that double window. And 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the clock. Cart's so incredibly close. Chessclub's life is on the line as Spy is jumping onto the cart, and now Steve dies as well. Can they hold on? Can Lazybear and company do what they need to do to take this to a third round?
That was also really good there from Ascendary, just staying on the cart just to deny the Spy touching it even. Because look, it's going all the way back now. So
yeah, and actually they get a force off on the Lazybear. Lazybear was worried he went down below 100, so it means he could have got neat shot and killed. But yeah, that's not good when a scout can just get some free damage onto you. So CeeJaey now sitting at 100%. They lost Husky, but he should get back up in time to be able to defend this next push in. But 4 minutes left in the clock. They've already defended this last point for 4 minutes. Can they double that time? As the level 3 sentry gun play is what they're looking for, but CeeJaey, they have a lot of time to work with, but already back up to 50% Lazybear is.
I think, are they waiting for the level 3? No, they're just popping really, really early again.
Yeah, so here they come in. Uber's popped off onto the Devilman. Medics run away into the stairwell with the Heavy and Pyro. Steve getting popped back there as the Heavy's going to come out. Husky doing a decent amount of damage, but they're not really finding any kills on the offense. Level 2 sentry gun is up on the ramp side. Will be taken out as Raptors jumping down here. Mini's up on the defensive side, but very slow, long fights are going on right now as Lazybear up to 100%, ready to pop off this Uber as he needs to defend. CeeJay's still alive, but the Devilman gets taken out. Thrash coming in onto Lazybear, gets one shot, not able to finish off the kill, but does get the force off on the Lazybear, and that's going to give the Uber advantage back to CeeJaey, who's at 80 health right now, all the way back on the third point.
This is actually really impressive from Chessclub right now, especially with just the mini sentry. I think the minis on this last point aren't actually that bad. I'm a bit skeptical about the positioning of it, maybe, but you know, this map, as I said at the very, very start, you've got so much room to work on. You can walk all around. You can just hide in a spiral and wait. But they're going all the way up to the top of the spiral now.
We'll see how they want to play this as Lazybear now at 50% disadvantage. We've got the Heavy actually coming in here. They're going to go right away with this Uber. CeeJaey is going to jump down with the Heavy, gets onto Husky, takes him down. That's a big kill. Now Quintosh is in a very bad spot. He's going to go back up to spawn, but Lazybear goes down in that exchange. Only 5 alive here on the defense. Make that 4.
Yeah,
everything is on the line. Yeah, they're going to need a miracle to be able to defend this. And there we go. Quintosh is going to go down, only atomic, but there you go. Strong Opinions, your grand champions here in ETF2L Season 9. 80% in the favor of Chessclub, doesn't matter. And Strong Opinions, congratulations.
No, that was really, really impressive. That final push was really, really effective. Chessclub maybe played into that last push a bit by, you know, walking out onto the low ground when they were all on the high ground, up that spiral. If they just let the Uber come in underneath, or you know, beneath them, and then come back in, then it maybe had a chance. But no, they lost everybody. And Strong Opinions, like, yeah, payload. I told you at the start, they're a payload team. Easy win.
I mean, they definitely looked really good on it. I mean, but it also kind of just seems like, I mean, but at that final point, I mean, they looked really bad. I mean, if Chessclub set anywhere near a decent time, they would have been able to win that round. But, you know, coming in there, putting an 11-minute time up, I mean, it's virtually, I mean, at this level, it's virtually impossible to be able to hold when you're working against 11-minute time. But, and it comes also, I mean, yeah, Strong Opinions, Chessclub, I mean, weren't they were perfect throughout the entire season. So this is their first loss of the entire year, if I have that correct. So congratulations.
Yeah, this is the first time that they've lost this season, doing it in the final. It's not a nice feeling. I've been there. I've been there, man. It's not nice.
I can imagine, especially after you take the first map so decisively. But speaking of decisive, we got CeeJaey who came in here so quickly, so excited. CeeJaey, how are you feeling right now?
Oh yeah, like top of the world, man. Yeah, really happy.
Now you saw. I mean, I'm sure you know that Saloon was betting heavily against your team. You know, coming into this map, did you guys think did you think you get yourself as the underdogs, or did you think you really had a chance to win this and kind of really, because it seemed like you guys put a lot of work into this final game?
I said it when we played against Highlander in the semi. I think whoever would have got to the final, whether it was us or Highlander, we would be in class as underdogs because Chess have won 2 on the bounce. They hadn't lost any, they'd lost 2 points over the whole course of the season. We were playing, this is our first season, we got a whole bunch of people who not played Prem before, so yeah, we were clearly the underdogs, but we felt confident. We knew the kind of maps they were going to pick against us. We knew there was going to be steel thrown in there if we didn't ban it. So we tried to practice that. But yeah, I mean, coming in, we were confident, but we were just kind of wary of what we'd have to do.
In that final point, you guys were doing so incredibly well. You had 8 minutes to work with to push in, and you guys kind of eked it out with only a few minutes to spare. I mean, what was kind of the state of the mumble? Were you guys getting a little bit tense there since you guys were unable to get that final push underway?
I don't know, really. We obviously winning Viaduct, we kind of the morale went up. It didn't go down too much after Steel. We got a round off them. So we were just saying, look, it's their map. We haven't had that much chance to practice it. So let's not take it to heart. And then Viaduct obviously winning that, we felt really in control. So coming into Badwater, we just wanted to keep that momentum up. We won the first round, and I just think we defended. When we saw the 11 minutes when we defended on that second round, we were pretty happy. We felt that's enough time. I think we had 7 minutes to push last. Mm-hmm. So we weren't too concerned. We were just look, we were getting everyone was going huge. Valash and was getting a few forces, and Steve was getting a few forces on last. So every time we pushed in, it wasn't working very well. But then we were just okay, we'll take it for a different direction, because we had a huge Uber advantage each time we pushed in. We just took us a while to find the right route to take it in.
Bulow, you got any questions?
Well, first off, congratulations to CeeJaey. He's just proven that he's better than me at everything. He's better caster than me, keeps beating me in caster season awards. First season in Prem, I came third. He comes first. He's won Prem. He's better than me. He's better than everything.
Really, would you never consider that I'm you're my inspiration? I just, I hear you cast, I see you play medic. I just want to be as good as you, and now I feel maybe I am.
You've outshone me. You've built on the groundwork of being a bad gamer and still winning Prem. That's well done. Well done, CeeJaey. Well done.
Look at the spreadsheet. Look at the stats.
Overall, I mean, there's not much to say. I would be inclined to say that Chess really played into your kind of strategies, maybe, because they were so passive on Viaduct, or on Product rather. Did you feel that they were being more passive than you expected on that map?
Because the map picks only happened a couple of days ago, so up until then we were still not sure which map they were going to pick, ban. I know Highlander banned Warm Tick against us, and so did Chessclub. So we were okay. We really like Product, we feel really comfortable on it. So we just play to our style. We listen to Emilio when he tells us what to do, and it just seems to work. I mean, it doesn't really matter who we're playing against. I didn't really sense they were playing too passive. I just thought our strategy was working, and I don't really see how well it's working whether we were playing against a team who's aggressive or not. But they had some really good coordination on Viaducts. I died quite a lot, simply because Kazul was just always behind and Ubers was just always on top. There was one moment like Ubers jumped in and I managed to surf away and I landed on Kazul and he killed me. It was just they have really such good coordination. So the team had to kind of deal with, like, I felt they were aggressive in that respect.
Well, I'll put this question back to Lazybear, who has had the magnanimity of actually coming in with some good grace. So I won't burn you too much, Lazybear, even though you did fall into the pit 3 times on steel, and you did drop.
Was
3
it
times
only 3
on steel? Yeah, I know. I'm sure it felt like more, but that was the thing we noticed. Right, steel was hard fought. Once you won that second round, it seemed like you were much more confident. Chessclub, and the third round of steel went in your favor quite decisively, I think. But then, as soon as you got to product, it seemed that you were very, very passive. You favored that far back hold, defensive hold when you had the point. You had 100% Uber, and you were still standing on like the dispenser, like giving up 60-70% of the map.
Completely accurate description. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. They ran crits a lot. We're not really good with crits, in my opinion. So we try to work with like Uber and quick fix, but we lost grounds way too easily, and they pushed across point. And even when we had Uber and advantage, we got like a really bad exchange going on. And like, credits to Steve, like they single Uber on their pyro most of the time, and kind of like airblast me to their side. And even when I try to like avoid that as much as possible, I just it just doesn't go our way. And
well, it seemed that you were with some of those Uber pushes, you were milking it and milking it and milking it, and then when you finally did Uber, like your team was spread apart, and then you in particular were too eager to try and spread the Uber around as much as possible to keep people in the fight, and then that's what led to you then getting like cut off from your team, and like a few people went down, and you're just sitting there being puffed in the wall by Pyro, which is no good to anybody. But there's another thing we noticed on this point, and I know Cloudy's here, so he can have his little ego rubbed a little bit. But Cloudy had really, really good stats for that product game, and we were saying at the half time between these maps, were you scared of him before he went into this map, or was it just that he was doing so much work that's what made you play more passive?
In general, at least me personally, I was mostly afraid of the map itself. We knew that they were really good on product. We knew we'd struggle a bit. Of course, Cloudy was like that Steve game. He got some really crucial drops on me, like one shot. So we knew that he'd be like a big problem on product, which is such a big sniper map. And like looking at the stats, that definitely proved to be the case. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Cloudy, how did you feel? Sigafoo called you man of the match. So I don't know whether you want to take that accolade.
Well, I mean, you just seem to be getting on Viaduct. You definitely controlled the match, top fragging, and then you just seem to be getting a lot of frags at the right times. Though Badwater was a little bit more spread out, but definitely it seemed to be kind of going out in your favor, and you had a really great game today. What do you think was kind of what set you off? For I mean, just today was just the day of days that you just decided to go off as a sniper.
Yeah, I think I don't know what I've been fed, but yeah, I played quite well today. I think better than I thought I would. But
it's because he missed scrims all week. That's why.
Such a humble guy.
His best.
Yeah,
Wins Grim, carries his team. I think I did well. Yeah.
But no, Chess put up really good opposition though, and like it was sort of motivational for me to do better than Solid.
Well, and the other person who, I mean, obviously everybody on Strong Opinions had a great game today. Steve, you just were doing. You loved Lazybear. You loved to go in front of him and then air blast him back while he was Ubered. I don't know how many times that happened. I think it was like 3 to 4 times.
I stopped counting after the second map.
It was all the time, but you just seemed to have his number. How was the game for you today?
The Uber fights were really fun. But I was also, like, I get really into it, and I blame my teammates and stuff, and it doesn't help, probably. But the Uber fights went well, so that's good. Hopefully I can show the American Pyros that you're not supposed to get 130 damage per minute every game. That's not the sign of doing well.
No, that's what I enjoy out of your playstyle, is you will just, like, see an opportunity and just frickin' go for it and run in with your, I'm M1 down and just try to get as many frags as you can. But a lot of, or pushing back the enemy team. There's a couple times where you created space for your team by just running completely at the enemy medic.
Yeah, the Ubers were often like, they tried taking too much space at once. So like their combo, their Uber will actually have like 2 or 3 people in the max and their Pyro wasn't with them. So they were probably contesting flanks at the time, which kind of bit them in the bummel. Because, yeah, you don't want to get into Uber fights with no Pyro.
We should move on to
screw Pyro, boring
class.
Yeah,
well, Pyro is boring. Like whatever, Steve. You'd have had more difficulties if the Scissors had been here. That's the only reason why he won. So Lazybear on that. Like again, I don't want to concentrate too much on the losers here, especially seeing as they're outnumbered like 7-1 in Mumble by these gracious winners from Strong Opinions. But your team seemed really, really timid. That's how I describe it. Like, and timid to the point of then desperation. Like that final round, whenever you were attacking in the second and you died 4 times to Raptor and the last between them, like your team just seemed to be desperate to get the point, so much so that they were just like dying for no reason, ignoring what was going on around them and letting you die to like a single player. And we were talking.
Did you see my surf there, by the way? Like that epic surf to on third.
The epic surf, and then you jump down into the sniper sight line afterwards. Yeah. You real good, Lazybear. Surf is really
like
good.
The best surf I've had in the entire season, and then like. Yeah.
But what I was getting at more is that ultimately you set a time of 11:38. But in that particular round, you dithered so much on the second point, and then you breezed through the third point. And if you just maybe held your nerve better on the second point, you'd have gone a much, much better time and made a much better, chance of actually winning that round. Like, where your head's down after that first round.
On Badwater?
Yeah, like after you'd lost 4 rounds in a row. The great Chessclub team, 3 times staring your faces, 3-time championship, the SNSD Dynasty legacy in your grasp.
Yeah. I don't want to mention it, like all credits to Strong Opinions, but of course there was a lot of issues on our part in terms of lag and shit, but like we totally could have lost no matter what. So, but obviously, especially on the last map, like we had so many issues in Mumble, you have no idea. We tried to get it to work like as much as we could, but you could definitely see, like, especially in the third pushes, like everything went to hell. But not much to say really.
Well, we can say okay. We can say some things. So, as I say, CeeJaey, your team was the underdogs, But let's examine the dark side here, CeeJaey. I've put it to you before, the cutting for Prem. We won't want to hear that again. You've bored us with that already. But what about this? What about this? The other dark side. You are the first team to win Prem whilst denying Mercs. CeeJaey, that's very poor form. I wouldn't see you as a champion. You deny Mercs.
That's okay. Well, as I asked my team, it's like a democracy in our team. Like if anyone comes with a question, like I put it to my team. That's fine. And
real talk. Okay,
real talk.
If you're in fucking Prem, I'm pretty sure you can field a stable roster, and you don't need a heavy and a sniper merc, who are the best in each slot for the division currently.
What my pyro friend is trying to say
here, especially as the team who's getting fucking relegated.
Steve,
and they're going to lose that
playoff.
playoff.
Steve,
I believe my
Steve
team's decision to deny was simply based on the audacity of the request half an hour before an official to have 2 mercs who were straight massive upgrades. You ask for the 2 best players, and the majority voted that they didn't want to allow that. We were asked afterwards, Beep asked, can we use Kautu instead? I said, yeah, sure.
Yeah,
you can use, we would have allowed any other players. But, and if it was Chess might have needed a merc today because Husky was having problems. We would have allowed anyone because, it's at that level. But, if you're playing in a game and our team felt that it wouldn't have been a fair representation of their skill to have 2 players who are out of their league, maybe.
Well, if you're the best Prem team, in Europe, it should matter.
I'd agree if
No,
Lazybear.
it's true.
That's law of
We've heard the
Premier, that's your
excuses. We've
champion.
heard the excuses. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way:
most-
we allowed three mercs for Unpoppable. We allowed mercs for other teams. So
What I am most concerned about, CeeJaey, is the fact that you think Husky is the best Prem, best heavy in Prem. Honestly,
doesn't everybody? I thought.
Okay.
Okay, I thought you were going to ask me about my my drop on Steel, but maybe you didn't catch it. So
Which
I'm happy
one?
about
You dropped quite a few times. Right? Like...
the one where I jumped into the pit.
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that was good.
I
No,
blame
you
Raptor for the
popped before.
conch.
You popped before, so it wasn't a drop.
It was like morally, I think it was a drop. Like
Oh
it
yeah,
was a
I
drop,
count it as a drop, but the logs won't. Posternity won't. CeeJaey is
So technically, me and Lazy dropped the same amount of times.
Yeah, but
according to
the
logs.
logs will say that you
In
dropped
history,
your
that's
times.
what they'll
You'll be
give down
better.
as.
We were equally shitty, CeeJaey.
yeah, basically.
The best part about me asking this question is Raptor getting mad in chat and accusing me of being salty. I'm just stirring, man.
You have to remember, Raptor's still young. He's still learning.
We were surprised
think
Raptor
people
was allowed to
comment on
stay
my
up this late
sarcasm
on a
either.
school night.
Oh, I
We
feel
have
a
no
little
hard
bad.
feelings with anyone, so
But I'm salty.
Pretty sure you're slightly far more salty than I am, Steve. I'm just stirring, man.
Just staring.
no, like we've had good relationships with all the teams, so
All the teams.
yeah.
Mm.
Well, we try to be nice to everyone as long as people are cool with us. So yeah,
What I'm most disappointed
hopefully that
by-
dispels the myth that we're like the bad guys of Prem or whatever.
No,
I'm just stirring. So what I'm most disappointed by is that the Lash hasn't come in playing A is for Allah. That was the last my last experience of casting at the Lash game. So,
I asked who wanted to join. So the only people who asked politely was Steve, Seal, and Chloe.
Little
Flash
did you
was
know.
yelling random words, so I said he's definitely not coming in because it's the Lash. And...
all right, well let's hear from Seal because he has been the most polite person, not saying anything at all. Seal, how do you feel? You've won Prem. You've just given a little girly giggle. I'm sure you're pretty much on cloud 9 right now.
I fell asleep almost on the Badwater game because I'm so tired.
Yeah, shout out to Seal who's gonna have like 2 hours sleep before work tomorrow, and shout out to Toast for quitting his real life plans in order to get home for the second map. That's dedication.
Yeah, I don't
Awesome.
really have anything more to ask. I don't know, Sig, if you do
Yeah.
have anything more to say.
No, I think we've said it all and then some, but it's the best of everything. So why don't we take it down the line here, and let's take it down the line and we can do some shouts here. So we'll start with CeeJaey at the top of the mumble.
Okay, you ready? Because it's gonna be like 20 minutes. Got a list prepared.
No, this is
I'm gonna
this is
start with
Oscars
the music. I just
level.
gotta let
We're
the
sort of
music
timing
ready
here.
for you.
No, like shout out to our sponsor VHoofed and whitelist.tf, tf2pickup.net. He's been really nice supporting us. Obviously, shout out to my team. Like, we've had so much fun this season, regardless of whether we won or lost or whatever. We've really enjoyed it, and it's been really fun to play with everybody. And I hope it continues for a long time. And to all the other teams that we played with, it's been really fun. There's so many great teams that we've scrimmed with. We always have a laugh with them. Toast wants to shout out to the original Mental Gen group. Elizabeth asked for me a shout out. Asajj, shout out to Asajj for being the best sub who just turns up in Mumble all the time. He's ready to play any class we ask of him. So hopefully he gets a medal. He did play a couple of games. And to all of our subs and anyone who's marked for us, I think most of the reason we got here is because everyone's really close, but also our subs come in and we've got some really awesome subs who don't always get recognition because they're officials. So shout out to them as well. And yeah, hopefully see you guys next season. Oh, and shout out to casters as well. I'm really glad you guys casted, so I'll be look forward to watching it later.
Cloudy?
Yeah, shout out to VHoofed, shout out to Sigma, shout out to Yixo, shout out to Solid for being an amazing opponent. He was always a bitch to play against. Shout out to everybody I didn't shout out.
Nice. Hildreth. Or no, you're not. What are you doing in
Yeah,
here?
why is Hildreth in here?
Chat. It's got Lazybear. Let's go down the list. Here we go.
Shout out to my teammates, Quintas, Heavy, and Husky. And Diox, also shout out to the Bureau with Kronos and the lads there. Good lads.
Good stuff. Steve?
Shout out to Planet Express for picking up the worst possible medic for Sixes Prem next season. And also shout out to Morphine so I can be Big Spoon. Thank you.
Nice. And Seal?
Shout out to Assange, who played the 2 games at least for us, and almost there to sub. Yesterday he came in like after like 1 minute to sub when I was to eat in the warm up. And shout out to my old team, Skills to Pay the Bills.
Nice. Bulow?
Shout out to both these teams for playing a really good game and for taking my invasive questions and good grace. Apart from Steve.
It's good.
Bait successfully taken.
As it should be. All right, well, I'm Sigafoo. Of course, guys, shout out to John on camera, who has been here all season long. You guys definitely need to give him some love in chat because all of this coordination, all his stuff originates from John and kind of setting this up, let alone him doing the camera work and everything else. So definitely give some love out to him. Shout out to all of you guys for playing. Thank you to Strong Opinions and to Chessclub, both of you guys, for putting out an amazing game to cast. It was a lot of fun, even if Steel went for a fucking hour. Besides that, it was great. But anyways,
we should just drop in here. We should talk about that. There's going to be the Prem Awards show at the end of the season. Should be next week sometime. So that'll be on the front page of ETF2L, letting you know when that will be. So hopefully you can join whoever is on that for more shit talking.
Definitely. Well, nothing better than shit talking and ego stroking when it comes to a show. So that's, yeah. It's all good. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me out here. Congratulations again to Strong Opinions for taking the Grand Championship, winning Season 9. John, is there anything else you want to add in here? All right. Silence is a no. Thank you guys for everybody and joining us out, and have a great night.